Men don't talk about their feelings. That's what they tell us.
No, we talk. We just joke our way around the truth.
Yeah, and they wonder why we're pissed off, tired, and one bad day from blowing everything up.
We're not experts.
We're not therapists.
We're three loud guys in our 40s who've screwed up, kept going, and learned some hard shit the wrong way.
We're going to argue.
Say the wrong thing.
And sometimes, accidentally, say the right one.
This isn't self-help.
This is self-honest.
If you are barely holding it together, like us, good. You are in the right place.
Yeah, that absolutely tracks. So, all right. We're live.
I can hear everything.
Yeah. So, what's been going on the past couple of days, guys? We talked. You send us reels 1,000 times, Kevin, a day.
I was bored. Yeah,
But those were funny. They were good.
Yeah, they were.
yeah, I was bored.
Yeah, they were. So, I don't think a whole lot else is, happening right now.
Yeah,
No,
not a lot in the world going on.
all that snow melted off, and potentially getting more this weekend, I guess.
Yeah, I just got an update on that.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be a minor snow event, and now, like in the last hour, they said it's going to be a major, possibly historic snow
Really?
event. Yeah.
Yeah, last I saw was about 11 o'clock this morning, and it was not even 1 inch.
Yeah.
We're supposed to get something like
exactly.
And that's what we were kind of talking about on the way over here. It's just the European models for things versus the American models for things in meteorology. And the Americans are trying to beat the Europeans for which is most accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And the Europeans were saying we were going to get a tiny little bit, and it seemed to be more accurate. And then all of a sudden this switched, and now everyone's like, oh, look, the U.S. weather models are better.
Yeah.
It is warm.
It's just too hot.
Yeah, it is a little warm in here.
All right.
We've had a major warm up the past couple of weeks, so kind of getting used to it.
All right.
Let's try it backwards. Maybe that's more comfy.
That's the way you got to wear it, Ken.
Yes, it's the only way.
There you go.
All right. I'm back.
All right. Before we get into it, let's talk a little bit of sports or something here.
Okay.
A couple minutes of just bullshitting before we get into some heavy stuff. But
All right. Well, let's go Pirates.
yeah, spring training just started, huh?
Yeah, a lot of focus on that. I used to be really into the whole watching the Pirates prospects develop and everything. And then as I got further away from Pittsburgh, it kind of faded. But recently, the last year or so, it's come back. And just watching the Pirates system develop, number one ranked system in the MLB. And I remember when Ben Cherington took over, his goal was to get as many right-handed pitchers as possible, or pitchers just in general as possible, because you can't win in this league unless you develop a system where you're constantly bringing well-developed pitchers into the MLB. And that's something that they have done. They've been able to develop pitchers, but now they have. I don't hear it anymore.
Yeah, something just
It was here. Okay.
Yeah, you kicked out for like a hot second, then you came back on.
Okay. But yeah, I got the number one prospect in baseball, and I'm trying to stay. I want to get excited for it. Like, okay, more than likely this guy's going to make the opening day roster as a 19-year-old kid.
temper the expectations.
Think a year and a half ago, this kid was in high school. Freaking.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He was just in high school.
And he hasn't had an at-bat above the double-A level, right?
But
everyone's comparing him to Bobby Witt Jr. or A-Rod.
yeah. Well, his body type too.
Well, yeah, he's
Just
6'4", 215 pounds. 220 pounds.
He's a big boy.
But he's at Pirates camp and he's taking live batting practice. So he's facing real-time pitching. And he's moonshotting them off the freaking building.
I just saw. Did you see that one field they were at? That
Yeah.
What they had a 410-foot wall they had there, and he hit the top of it, and it looked like it was with ease.
Yeah, and there's a building behind there where they stay. That's their dorms. And he's putting the balls on top of the roof. Now, they say people who have been following the Pirates at spring training for years say they've seen that occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like a guy will hit it one time this summer. Or,
Right.
This guy's doing it consistently. And it's not batting practice baseball. It's live pitching he's doing that on.
Yeah.
So I want to get a little excited because everyone is getting excited. And the Fangraphs is the biggest, one of the bigger projection models for prospects, but they don't sugarcoat anything. It's just base here. But they're even doing the same thing for them.
Really?
So I don't know. I want to get excited about them. Mike Trout coming out. And
Dude, I mean, if that's comparable, that's insane. I mean,
Right.
That's just
Well,
absolutely
what's your expectation level this year? So,
for the team?
what would be a success for the Pittsburgh Pirates this year?
playoffs.
You think they have to make the playoffs?
I think my expectation is them to be a wild card team. Okay. But most projections are predicting the Pirates to finish last or fourth in the NL Central.
Yeah, 76, 77 wins.
Yeah, which is the same they had last year.
They had 71 wins last year.
Right.
Yeah.
But they're predicting
Well,
only
I think
a few
they were
more.
projected higher last year than they actually finished.
Yeah, they were projected with 76 wins last year.
Yeah.
They ended up with 71.
Yeah.
But they had been getting increasingly better. And then, that was a gross year for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
The Cardinals have given away all their people. Pitchers, infielders, outfielders, everything.
Yeah, but I feel like they're an organization that has continually done that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like it's almost a cycle with them. Like
Right.
it's almost time. Okay, well, we're gonna cycle out some older players, bring in some younger players, and
Yes, but they
free up some
usually
money, and they're usually successful with it.
they
within a
usually
few years.
sign a big free agent or two every summer. But this year they didn't. They just got rid of all their veterans, people they would normally sign like that.
Okay. So the question would be then is if, let's say that they win 85 games, but miss the playoffs.
That is a win in my book
I agree.
because
It's a win for sure.
and they used to be finishing above 500. That was the big goal. Right?
Well, I remember when
Now-
the goal was not losing 100 games.
right? Yeah. And
Wasn't that long ago.
then when McCutcheon came around, we had a year or two where he was growing, and then all of a sudden, poof, we got the right people in there. AJ Burnett,
And who's down at spring training right
That's
now?
cool right now. That's very cool that he's down there right now.
That's one thing the Pirates were missing that all the other Pittsburgh sports teams have is former players coming. And what AJ Burnett's message down there after Don Kelly spoke about the city of Pittsburgh, don't do it for anything else other than the team and the city. Because if you AJ Burnett, when you win here, you're legendary. And he goes, look at me. I pitched 3 seasons here. We made the playoffs all 3 seasons. A couple playoff wins. And he goes, I'm a legend in Pittsburgh. I walk back in there and everyone, starts, Batman, they're cheering for him. And it's just the way it is. Pittsburgh honors its heroes. If you go out and work hard and bust your ass every game, every play, the city's going to love you.
No.
Blue collar.
I mean, even if you're a complete asshole.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We look at, like Barry Bonds.
Oh my
a
God.
whole lot different now than, whenever he left and things like that. So,
Yeah, he's a different person.
yeah,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Like, we can appreciate that.
He
We
grew
can,
another head size.
yeah,
Right.
just like Tom Barrasso, they said he was one of the biggest jerks.
I've heard that
In hockey.
Yeah.
But we loved him.
Yes.
He won us cups,
Yep.
And it's sad to see what they did with McCutcheon, cutting him like that. They're not cutting him, just not signing him, not even giving him any attention.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Where do you go in the roster to cut to keep him around though? I mean, if that is an option.
They got other bench guys that are better than McCutcheon. That's the rub, But however, the way Pittsburgh people treat their sports heroes, it's something that we should have stuck with because it's going to look bad upon us even in free agency with other people. It kind of negates the whole AJ Burnett. You're going to be legendary, because he's Pittsburgh through and through. He got drafted. He stayed here. Didn't want to leave. They traded him. Pirates wouldn't sign him when he was a free agent, and then he comes back finally. And last year he was our second best hitter.
Mm-hmm.
And he's named his first son Steele. He lives in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
He was down at Bradenton for the start of spring training when they signed Marcell Ozuna. He was already down there working out and stuff. When they signed Ozuna, he was like, okay, I guess I'm done. But he's down there in Bradenton waiting for a team to call him.
Putting in the work.
Yeah, somebody will call him. Somebody will get hurt, and
Yeah.
he's a good enough player to.
It just
to win,
pisses
so.
me off that the Steelers or the Pirates didn't treat him properly.
But here's the thing,
Yes.
though, is like over the past, I don't know, since 2016, so the past 10 years, the past decade, the Pirates haven't done much of anything right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And this year they did.
This year, finally, they did. But it's hard to take them seriously till they actually go on some type of streak here to get that done.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If McCutchen signs and they don't sign Ozuna, they get a different third baseman, right? But then McCutchen can come back. And just having him in the locker room, because you watch him, he is the most motivational guy in the dugout.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's up there when he's not playing. He's up when he's rooting his teammates on. You know, if someone gets a bad strikeout call, McCutchen's the first one, which he doesn't normally do, but he's the first one telling the guy to calm down. And then he goes out after the umpire. You know, and he's just one of those guys. He's a locker room guy. It's almost think of like Cam Hayward now for the Steelers. He had a hell of a year at his age, but he's going to be declining in the next couple of years, but he's still there. And the Steelers like, okay, we'll keep you for another 3 years, you know, because of his locker room presence, you know, and it is what it is.
I feel like Cam's a little different situation though. I mean, he's still producing at a high level.
Right. But McCutchen to today's standards is still producing at a above average level. I mean, if you look at some of the people, he was like 231, you know, but he was second on the Pirates behind a 233 by Horwitz, you know.
Yeah, and they DFA'd Horwitz, didn't they?
No, that was Sawinski.
Sawinski.
Yeah, and he was the guy where they gave him way too many chances. And now they're doing the same thing with a pitcher, that Molinsky. You know, he shouldn't be. He's a long reliever. You know, he should be in the bullpen, left-hander. But the Pirates are trying to push him because they don't have any other left-handers in their starting rotation. Now, I think the best addition would be Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's ever going to see the MLB again. He should.
But it's not his fault.
It's not his fault.
A woman signed him or, you know, messaged him with all the stuff she wanted to do. And so he did it. He's like, yeah. And it's all that BDSM shit I've talked about before, you know. But then she comes out afterwards with pictures saying this is what happened. But it's all stuff that she wanted to happen.
Yeah, and it was proven in court that that he was innocent of all that, and he still can't get a job in Major League Baseball.
So what about, I mean, the Pirates are already, they have Marcell Ozuna, and I saw this the other day, someone else was wrote an article about it, but the Pirates have signed a lot of people, which Pittsburgh teams typically don't do, that have like domestic violent issues, you know. So signing Trevor Bauer it wasn't a domestic violence issue, but it's portrayed as one. Mm-hmm. So signing him would be a big thing. And he's even said, I'm not doing anything but signing 1-year contracts from here on out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't blame him for that.
Yeah, because get a big amount of money, you can go somewhere else the following year, or you can stay.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, honestly, if we were to sign him...
Has he earned the right to do that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Trevor Bauer, fucking good.
He's really good.
He's dominating the Japanese league, and
he literally does like a show.
Yeah,
he has a mic on and it's recorded, and he's like, I'm throwing this guy the heat, and he's like, I'm going to throw this guy his cutter.
Yeah,
and he's like, I'm going to throw it right over the plate. He's still not going to hit it. And that's exactly what he does.
Yeah, because I set him up.
Yep,
so it's Bauer ball.
Basically,
yeah.
Actually, it's called. I forget what it's called, but they came to our field in Wisconsin one time. He has a group of people that they play baseball and
that Asian guy.
Yeah.
I forget his name. JUCO something or other.
Yeah, he was they called Xavier JUCO Jesus because he had long, flowy, curly hair and they had the big old beard. He looked like Jesus. So they called him. So he actually got a do-rag that he wore as a catcher. It was American flag and it said JUCO Jesus on the front of it. Oh my God, he was a fucking legend. You know.
That's great.
But I'm rambling.
No, that's all right.
The Pirates are my new passion. They're the team that I can get excited about. But I don't want to overexcite myself because years and years since like the early 90s, you know, when I was developing mentally.
It's been a minute since
you know,
successful.
The last chance they even had to win one, they should have. Fucking Sid Bream.
Ruined my childhood.
I sat there on my freaking grandparents' couch like,
I can't believe it.
I was with grandma.
I can't believe it.
I was with grandma and grandpa at that game, and they both sat there too, like,
yep.
As the Braves were celebrating, we sat there for like an hour, just like, did that really fucking happen?
Yep.
Jose Chico Lean makes an error.
He never made an error, dude.
He had like, I'm exaggerating, but he had like 3 errors in his entire career. And that was one of them, Barry Bonds not listening to Andy Van Slyke. Andy Van Slyke told Bonds to move up because he's not going to hit one past you. He's going to be hitting the ground ball. And Barry Bonds looked at him, fuck you, I got this. Don't tell me what to do. And he played back about 10 feet too far. Guess what? His weak-ass arm at the time couldn't throw him out.
Yep.
That pussy ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's my favorite is everybody from Pittsburgh. If anybody ever listens to this, they're gonna wallow in that, and anybody else is not gonna give 2 shits about it. But that's great.
Absolutely true.
But Andy Van Slyke was one of my favorite players growing up. Because
me too.
They said it's not that he wouldn't get a good jump at the ball, it's that he would wait. Because he knew he would be able to catch it after waiting for a second and make a diving play.
Yeah.
And so he would pause.
It was exciting to watch.
Yeah. And they had the best outfield in the league at that time.
Yeah.
Bonilla and Wright.
It was a good outfield.
Van
For
Slyke.
sure.
In Bonds.
Yeah, Orlando. Oh, I loved Orlando Merced. He was our first baseman for a while. You guys may not remember.
I remember.
But he wore the original prescription glasses that were Oakley's. They were clear, but they were prescription glasses. Oh my God. That's all I've wanted since. I want a prescription lenses with Oakley's.
Note for Christmas.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, they're expensive. The Oakley frames, it's the Oakley frames and designing those things into prescription glasses. It's like $300-400. Yeah. But I think that'd be cool as fuck. And I could use them at work for safety glasses. But
there you go. All right. Let's turn to it now. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Today
Today we're going to talk about anger is the only emotion that we're allowed to have.
Grr.
Okay.
Anger.
Is that the whole
That's
show?
our point of
Well,
view.
no, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
Is basically essentially our emotions and why and the difference between like anger and sadness and how it manifests as anger with most people, most men, essentially.
Yeah.
Well,
It's going to vary depending on the person, obviously.
But we're going to, that's what we're here to do, is talk about it from our perspective.
Absolutely.
okay. So I've had a lot of shit about this from my wife, not from my kids. My kids, both boys, understand. Men just typically have a little bit of anger or aggression in them, but that's normal, right? Some people will say, I never yell at women, or I never yell at this. I don't yell at anyone in particular. I yell at scenarios, right?
Okay.
I get frustrated, and it's not anyone in particular's fault. It's the situation I'm in that gets me frustrated.
Sure.
But I learned recently I need anger to function. And I don't know, Greg, you may have seen it, the Last Airbender series.
No.
Cartoons. God damn it, you guys suck. So I'm not going to tell you a story, but you guys really do have to watch the entire series. It's like 3 or 4 seasons. There's like 20 episodes each season, but they're like 25 minutes apiece. But
I had to burp,
anyway,
sorry.
That's all right. No, I'm just making sure you're good over
Just
there.
trying not to do it in the
Yeah.
That's all.
that'd be funny.
Actually, we have the AI stuff on. So it actually filters that stuff out.
It'll remove a burp.
Yeah, it removes burps
Nice.
and dog barks and shit
AI.
like that. But, sorry.
I'm just trying to
No,
keep
that's
him
cool.
from chewing your shit because he's over here nosing your bag pretty good.
That's his
keeping an
bag.
eye on him.
Yeah.
That's my stuff. He knows better.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, no, I realize whenever I'm angry, even at home or at work, I function better.
You become more productive.
I become a lot more productive.
That becomes your motivation.
I get angry, I would start yelling at Susan, and I would instantly get up and start cleaning the kitchen. That's my go-to. And I'd be yelling at her, and she'd be yelling at me, and I'm just sitting there washing fucking dishes or loading the dishwasher. And that.
But where did it come from?
But the anger, arguing. Doesn't matter where it comes from to me, because right now I went to an IPOP 2 years ago, year and a half ago, and it took away my anger, the help I got from the people in the group. And IPOP is an inpatient, outpatient type thing. During the day, it was like 8 to 3, where we did inpatient therapy in a little like mental place. I wasn't shackled or anything, but I went to a civilian one because a lot of my problems weren't vet related. And it was amazing. I found 2 other guys in the classroom. One was an EMT, and he had seen so much nasty stuff on accidents and such. And he was there.
Stories,
he was there for that. Yeah. And it was just, I get those images out of my head and try to raise kids with those images in my head. It's
if you can deal with the gore, and I can imagine the same way with police detectives and homicide investigators and things like that. When you're dealing with certain situations, that just the horrors that you see every day, the stuff that you can take home,
right?
And it's hard. How do you shut that off? It's got to be. I mean, can you train to do that? Can you train to shut that off?
The military tries to. Yeah, the Marine Corps tries to.
Yeah, they try to.
The Marine Corps says you have a mission. Kill. This is what you are now. Doesn't matter what. That's why the Marine says every Marine is a rifleman first.
So you're saying that you're
training.
You're developed to be a weapon.
Yes, and that's a problem. Because it's a problem when you're not in a war. Look at the Marines of the 90s across the world. You'll hear reports of out and fighting and raping prostitutes. You're trained in that way as a young male, 18 years old, 19 years old, and you go to boot camp and they literally train you how to kill people. And every other service, Greg, you probably back me up on this. It's like, okay, you've trained on that now.
In boot camp, they train you to kill people?
Oh, well, I don't know about the males, but the Marine Corps, that is your primary focus. Every Marine is a rifleman. You can take a cook, you can take an admin clerk, and say, you know what, we're shorthanded on the front lines. Boom, go.
Well, so in basic training for the Army, I think 6 out of the 9 weeks we're on the range shooting.
That's awesome.
That's literally.
That's my biggest regret.
That's obviously PT and everything like that, and hand-to-hand combat, and we do all the. They have their own military style with a mix of Brazilian jiu-jitsu and a couple other different things that are scientifically mixed into there somehow.
Right.
But basically, day 2, you get your rifle. And you eat with it, you sleep with it.
This is my rifle.
You do everything but shower with it. And then usually we had one person in the bay protecting them. And then we'd come back out of the shower, then he would go, things like that. That your rifle was with you basically from day 2 till like 2 days before graduation. It was literally just part of your uniform. It was just everything.
When we showered and something like that, our rifle was locked to our bunk.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It wasn't locked to our bunk. It was just there.
Yeah.
And it was everyone in and out. You were literally asshole with a belly button. They called it A to B. Line up A to B. Let's go. Asshole with a belly button. So everyone's nude, and you walk. They turn all the showers on in the locker room. There's like 10 of them. Like 4 on this wall, 4 on this wall, and 2 on this wall. And you just follow asshole with a belly button under the shower all the way through all 10 of them, and then you're done. Dry off, and you're back at your wet rack. That was our shower in boot camp.
All right.
Even when you were about done.
So we are way off track.
Yeah.
Let's get back on there.
Oh yeah, we went. We went angry here.
Yeah, So we're talking about the anger, and you were talking about the motivation. Anger is obviously a good motivator.
Right. So what I was trying to relate to the Avatar thing.
Be.
What with the Avatar thing? The Last Airbender. What I was trying to relate to is Zuko is one of the main characters, all right? And they all bend different elements. One's the earthbenders, one's fire, one's water, one's air, right? Well, he's a firebender, and he always used anger as his to perform his bending abilities. But then he kind of goes through his own. Therapy, there in his own brain, and figures out he doesn't want to be angry anymore. So he stops being angry, but then he can't bend fire.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go learn the proper way of bending fire from the ancient people, and to learn how to bend fire without anger. And that's kind of the situation I'm in. That's why I like using that as a reference, because I had all this anger, and I still have anger, but I don't use it to motivate me anymore. So what else can I use to motivate me to do things? It's like anger. I'm going to get revenge on this person, so fuck them. I'm going to work really hard with that. But that has escaped me. I still think of that sometimes, but the passion isn't there like it used to be.
I think it depends on the person is what's going to motivate you. And I think it depends on your situation at that moment. Really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about it. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I guess, but see,
what do you think?
I'm sort of kind of in the middle of that right now. I am using anger at work to be as spiteful as I can, and I love every second of it.
It's that feeling it gives you.
And I've always tried to not do that. You know, if I was angry about something, I would try to
if I've said
not
I've never done that,
do that.
I would be lying.
Right. But I am 100% in the middle of a spite, anger bender at work. This job that I did not get at work, I had worked for 8+ years.
To get it.
Working towards getting it. And then my department manager decides that he wants somebody with fresh eyes in the department, even though everybody else in the mill wants somebody with experience. So brought a guy in who never stepped foot in our department to do this stuff. And it has literally just made me,
from a corporate background, that's usually a mistake. That's usually ends up being a mistake.
And it has made me angry and spiteful because of the 8+ years.
I've been in that situation
of my career just thrown out the fucking window.
Yeah, like fuck everyone.
Yeah. So I'm literally in the middle of a rage, you know, and it kind of brings me back to like one of the questions that we want to talk about is like the rage versus sadness. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of times we're not allowed to be sad, right? Or if we're allowed to be sad, we're not allowed to show it.
Yeah.
Right.
We have to hide.
So I can't be sad at work, right? I can't show that. I can't show weakness at work. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm. So I'm angry.
Yeah.
It's easier to be angry than it is to be sad because you have a target to blame and a target to go after.
I've been there, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And it feels good when you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, fuck this dude. And then the best thing is you don't really have any bad feelings when the anger goes away.
You guys now, probably not in this exact situation, but have you had a situation where you've had to train your replacement?
Yes. I trained a plant manager.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was a lead. I wasn't even a supervisor yet. They wanted to slowly promote me. They created a new position, so I wouldn't become a supervisor yet.
You're a team lead.
I was a lead, and then there was a supervisor after that. They created a position called instead of production manager or supervisor, it was like production something. But they created that position so they didn't have to promote me to lead or to supervisor right away and save some money. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting there, not a joke. I was on third shift, and I would stay 4 hours late and train the new plant manager they had just hired. He's 3 positions above me.
Yeah.
They sent all the supervisors to train me, or for me to train them. Everyone. I am literally training people who have been there for 30 years. I was there for 4 at the time. And then they finally promoted me to supervisor, and I got my rating, and they said, well, you're average. You're a 3. And you're getting like a 1% raise. I'm like, I walked out of there. I was literally in tears because I was so fucking pissed off, you know, and I was still on my shift.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm done. I went back in afterwards. I'm like stormed. I was like, you know what? This is bullshit. I just want to let you know, I'm not, just take it for what it is. This is fucking bullshit. You call me average. I'm the one training all your fucking supervisors, asshole.
Right.
You know, how can I be fucking average? There wasn't a training manual for anything.
Yeah.
I put a training manual together for how to train leads, to how to train maintenance people, to how to train operators, to how to train supervisors, how to train managers. No, I'm average. And that's when I decided,
was that one person that decided that, or was that?
That was my boss. Yep, my production manager. And he was a good guy. I loved him. But he was going through some stuff personally at the time. And he didn't focus on much, which I don't blame him. It was his dad had cancer and was passing away. So he didn't have a lot of time to...
I understand that, but I'd still be pissed about the outcome of it.
I was.
My goodness.
And that's what led me to leaving. I love that. That's one of the biggest mistakes I've made. You know, it was that anger and that sentiment, but I realized I was being underpaid. Because once they promoted me to supervisor, I started, and that happened. The next day I started Google or LinkedIn and everything, and I'm looking and like, oh my God, most of these places are paying $75,000, $80,000 a year for a supervisor to start, and I was getting paid $50,000.
You got to look at. I mean, that's a whole other story we could go down that path, because I mean,
but it was that anger.
A supervisor at one company compared to another company are two vastly different things.
Right, but I was
depending on what the business is.
I was being. They were both production. I was actually servicing everything during COVID. We made wipes, alcohol wipes, bleach wipes, hydrogen peroxide wipes, all those little purple and white canisters you see in the hospital of wet wipes, like sanitary wipes. I fucking supervised making those. Mm-hmm. Right. And it's just for and anger when it gets to a certain point, like Greg was talking, that's when I usually leave a company. Mm-hmm. Being disrespected for what I'm doing.
Disrespected sucks, dude.
Being disrespected is what makes me angriest the most.
To me, it feels, what makes me angry is I can deal with the disrespect because I know people are people, right? It's being overlooked, being underestimated, underappreciated. That's probably what makes me angry, because
people not saying those little
because
things.
you go above and beyond and you bust your balls and you do all this stuff and you literally get shit on.
So at what point do you at what point does it change?
Does what change?
Does it change from you using that anger for spite, or using that anger for
good,
to drive a desire, to make that next level, to do what's going on, like
to meet what you were deficient in, to get passed over for? But at the same time, you're like, I wasn't deficient in shit. I've literally been doing this, you know?
Yeah. As far as work goes, yeah, I mean, I have a shit ton of life deficiencies, but work, I'm pretty damn good at work.
Let's just knock this out of the park, because I know, Greg, I was told you were going through it last year when my friggin' whore ass wife decided to come along to Uncle Bob's funeral. He told me that, right?
Sorry, burping again.
Burping to the microphone, dude. That's fucking awesome. You need a little levity from the.
I mean, that's you might not have gotten that smell out of it.
We can set this up as a smell phone. But no, I forget totally where I was going.
You said Susan came back to Dad's funeral.
Yeah, Uncle Bob's.
Right, but it was something about. There was a good fucking point in there. God damn, it was good. Oh, anger. So it was about.
That's what we're talking about. I saw it, Hokey.
All right. It was about you.
Yeah.
Susan told me that you blew up exploded every now and then. I'm like, yeah, so.
Yeah.
And because I think she was talking to, someone that knows you. But I knew right away that probably happens. And I talked to Steve, and he says, yeah, that happens. And it's that happens more often than I think women think. Men have so much going on in their brains. I got to take care of this. I got to take care of this. I got to take care of this. They don't talk about it, right? But because there's no one to talk to, right? And most guys are going to be like, well, yeah, I get that, dude, but just suck it up and have a beer and fucking figure it out, right? But I think now in this day and age, a lot of men are changing. Like, hey, dude, just talk to me. What do you need? And you just got to let something out. And you two have been amazing with that with me. If I just got to let something out, with you two, I feel safe. I can let it out.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for, dude.
And Andy, he's the same.
Andy's a good dude.
He is my brother. I consider Kevin, Greg, Steve, and Andy my brothers. All right. Yeah. You're not just family. You guys are like my family. All right. I consider Hudson and Xavier in that realm too. Mm-hmm. It's the 5, 6 of you. See,
you said to burp into the bottle.
That was perfect.
That's all right.
I apologize. Breaking up the point.
Yeah, that AI probably won't condense that out, but some of the other ones.
Condense out burps.
That's all right. I can. We can either leave it in or I can cut it out. It's not that.
That was
big.
right in the middle of you talking, so I apologize.
No, don't apologize. It's fucking hilarious. It needs a break here, because
it had to come out. It had to come out.
And I'm saying with you, it's something that maybe we need to work on how explosive it is. But most men are patient, and then all of a sudden there's a blow up every now and then.
That was me for a long time.
See, I was there until I got rid of that anger, but now I don't know. I want my anger back because that drives me.
Anger can be productive.
Yes.
Anger can be productive.
Yeah.
Anger can be destructive.
But I want to take a look a little bit deeper with the anger aspect. Is it always anger, or are we manifesting other emotions as anger?
Oh, we're manifesting,
such as like sadness or things like that. And how does that look to you guys? What does that look like?
I don't think it changes how that looks as far as anger goes.
Well, no, like you're sad.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're thinking about something and you're sad, and how does that from your sadness turn into anger? Like all of a sudden you're less receptive to people asking stupid questions.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting as much sleep. You're not eating as well, or eating at all, or eating too much.
I think you can look at it as all your emotions create the whole of you, right? So if anger is the prominent emotion, it's draining from the other ones. I really feel that. So your anger is your prominent emotion. That's going to stand up. That's going to take more energy out of your body from all the other emotions that you have. And maybe anger and sadness both are a little more prominent, and you're drawn from everything else. So I think you can have that. I don't know that. I mean, you're obviously not going to have all emotions at the same time. Have you known anybody ever in the history of man to have all emotions at the same time?
Liberal white women.
Well, they have all all the bad emotions. They're usually not happy people.
So those are Karens. So Karens.
That's fair.
Karens have that.
Well,
okay.
I just think I know that it manifests into different.
By the way, that just came off the top of my head. I just want to say that there's no scientific explanation to this, or thought behind this, or studying, nothing.
These statements have not been approved by the FDA.
That is correct. Yes. This is off the top of my head with a little alcohol involved.
And I think that's part of the problem as we raise young men, especially from my generation, the Gen X generation, where we're just, we had to use whatever we could to make ourselves safe. Anger, fighting, sadness. We couldn't do stuff like,
Now you actually segued into a question that I had. Like with that sentence that you just had. Yeah. You said, you safety and anger and everything like that. Mm-hmm. Is anger safer than honesty?
No.
As far as what? Telling people things? Or
well, no. Anything. Is it I guess the question is have you ever been taught, or who has taught you, that anger may be safer than honesty? It might be easier to be angry at everybody than to be honest with yourself. And deal
easier.
with your sadness or feelings of neglect or whatever it is.
Much easier. Just be angry for a little bit, let it explode, let that rage come out of you, and then just let it pass.
Sure, it's easier, but the question was: is it safer?
No.
Is it better for you?
For me, I'm going to say yes.
What you're doing here? Okay.
See, for me, I'm going to say yes. Because if you are actually a man and your goal is to defend your family, you're in charge of taking care of your family and defending them from danger. Correct?
Correct.
You go out with Melissa and you go out with Bree or Violet. Your job, as a man, is your role to protect them. Right? If something happens, someone busts into a restaurant with a gun and you're sitting there eating.
100%.
Your job is to take care of them first. Correct? You get them out of the building. Yes, you get them out. But without,
do you not agree? You're making a look here.
I'm looking at you funny because I'm trying to figure out where you're trying to take this.
I see.
Because it was a completely different question. I think you're like, You made like a hard right towards Cincinnati over here. Like that. I mean, that's all right.
Cincinnati.
I mean, but go ahead with your point.
Well,
I would like to.
Sorry, I thought this was along
finish
the
that
same
out.
line. But I'm saying you have to have anger inside you to be able to defend your family. You're not going to defend your family with happiness. Are you? In a gunfight, you're not going to sit there and say, "Oh, hey, how's it going? Bang, bang, pop, pop." You know? No. You have to have anger, and that's what drives you in the physical world.
That's
To defend your family, to defend yourself and your house or your dogs, you have to have anger in your heart to be able to do that. You're not going to politely, take your family outside in a mass shooting and then come back inside and take care of the situation. You have to be fucking angry to do that. Like these motherfuckers, I want to get my family outside, and then I would feel horrible if I didn't go back inside and try to defend everyone else in that restaurant.
Sure. I think we can all agree with that.
I agree with that.
The word wasn't happy, though. It was honesty.
I know. Same thing.
No.
Right? So, anger being safer than honesty.
Right.
But what are we being honest about?
See, that's where I'm confused.
What are we
Liz.
being honest about? What are we talking about?
Being honest with yourself
About?
and dealing with your sadness and dealing with those other emotions. So basically what I'm saying is that a lot of us manifest everything except for like joy and excitement. Anything on the negative side, a lot of men on the negative, if they go towards the negative side, deal with that in one way,
in an anger way.
in an angry way,
Right.
rather than learning to deal with the other downward side emotions.
Right.
We manifest that in anger rather than dealing with our sadness and coping with that and talking to somebody and going to therapy or whatever you may need to do to help get yourself through that.
Right. See, I have a double view on this because I'm okay with myself because I know my limits. I know my strengths. Where if I use anger as an outlet for sadness or something, that it's one of those things that I'll bury it away. Okay. I'm just getting angry about it. I explode and then I bury it and it's gone. Right. But at the same time, I want other dudes to be like, talk it out, man. Because some wives get irritated. Just like, okay, you're doing a project and fucking something happened. You hit your fucking finger on a nail or on a hammer, and everything comes out. Everything that's been built up in your head or your body for weeks comes out.
That's just natural, I think.
Right, but that's a man thing.
That's a reaction.
Most women wouldn't do that. They'd be like, "Oh, it hurts." Most men take that pain as anger and be like, "Oh, fuck," But
I know a lot of women that would embarrass some dudes that would.
But we're talking outliers.
Agreed. Yeah.
So for
overall,
what I'm
yes.
saying is, what you need though is this goes the anger thing. You need a support of a good woman. A woman who's not going to be like, "Oh, wow, that blow up was really freaking ridiculous." Just a woman to say, "Hey, this is who I am. I'm going to blow up every now and then, but in between those times, I'm going to be the most loving person in the world. But I'm going to have an explosive outburst for 10 to 15 minutes." And you just need to freaking accept it.
I've done that for 10 to 15 seconds before because a little bit of road rage over here.
Well, yeah, I usually try to take my anger out on road rage.
And I snap. You stupid motherfucker.
Let's circle back because you said something interesting. You said something about just taking your limits and you take your anger and some of that stuff and you bury it.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly the thing I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Right? Why do we manifest that into anger instead of dealing with those feelings that you're trying to bury? Because that's just eventually going to make you angrier.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have no one to bitch to without paying for it. Because, like I said,
didn't you just say a little bit ago that that's what
I said? That's what you guys and stuff are for. But I didn't have that before.
Right?
Most men don't have this.
But that's exactly why we're doing it, though. That's
right.
why we're doing it.
Part of this.
That's one of the reasons we're doing this podcast. Is we want other men to.
It's an outlet.
Because most men have it buried inside and they don't know the difference. And I'm sitting. We're sitting here. You guys, since I've been back, you guys have been freaking amazing. Even before I came back, you guys were amazing. It's just most men don't have this, and if they did have this, they would be afraid to say anything.
Why can't
Right.
we be that?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We could be that.
If we got other dudes that having issues, they hear this and they're like, "Oh, that sounds exactly like me." Have them call in, or have them write us a letter and just bitch about things.
Probably in the next 24 hours or so, I'm going to actually have an email address set up.
Awesome.
And then we'll pump it and pimp it on everything and start doing that type of stuff.
They just write us a story and we can sit there and sometimes I'd
be
that.
willing to give advice. I'm not very good at it, but I love giving it.
Do as I say, not
I
as I
never
do.
take my own.
Well, I mean, I think we have the disclosure in probably the first episode is that we are not
Professionals.
we're not experts, we're not professionals, we're not giving advice.
No.
We're just talking about our own shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And what we think.
How relative it is to a majority of men out there.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen those videos where the girl asked, "Men, who do you call whenever you're down? Who do you call to?"
His reaction, man.
Dude, if I can get Bill Murray to freaking,
I just watched Stripes today, by the
Yep.
way.
Oh.
It's so good.
that's one of
It's
the
so good.
classic movies of all time.
I love it.
And that scene they improvised, it was all improvisation when they're talking about Uncle Hulk and being the big toe. That was all improvised. He's our big toe,
Dude, so good. So good.
Yeah, but anyway,
Very good. Yeah.
I think, and any dudes out there, even if you just want to get it off your mind, you can't say it out loud. Type it, write it, fax it, send it to us, email it to us, whatever.
Don't fax it. We don't have fax.
We don't have.
You're so fucking old.
I used to do. Okay, I was in the Marine Corps in the '90s. I used to do everything by fax.
Say whippersnapper.
It took me like an hour and a half to send like a 3-page letter. It's like,
Dude, you
damn.
wrote me letters.
Yeah.
I've written. Did we write? We wrote back
Yep.
and forth.
Yeah, we did. I think
When
I
you
was
first went to the Marines.
Yeah.
When you first went to basic.
I
Actually.
would love to see those because the stationery they use, I still have a booklet. It's like a big freaking.
Well, then why do you want to see it?
Because I want to see the state. It's fucking amazing. I haven't seen. It's still in Wisconsin, but it's cool as shit. And I got little notes stuffed in there. I was pissed at one point because no one was fucking writing me back. Not even my girlfriend. And no, sorry,
I was not his girlfriend.
She was the only. You're my bitch. She was the.
I know that was coming.
She was the only one that wrote me back. My girlfriend. And my mom wrote me back. So finally, I sent a letter home saying, "Hey, this was my last letter for a little while because."
Did your phone just go off to my bitch?
It went off. I had a Chinese lady from Wisconsin texting me.
It says my bitch, and it just goes ding.
That's a notification whenever you talk. It's like,
All right.
but no, it's that, and that was a big problem for me. I wrote letters to my mom all the time, and then I sent a letter saying, "You know what? This will be my last letter for a while." Blah 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 blah. And then I was like, "No one writes me back, so whatever."
That was so 30 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is something that we're going to circle back again here because we're going to
Way off topic.
Yeah, we're going to bring this back
Okay. All right.
with another question.
There were some important things that were input there for a minute.
Yeah, so what's going to happen is whenever I play this back, I'm going to pull those out and we're going to extract those and use those at other times. So
Okay.
we'll make sure that works. But we all three of us have either or are currently going through a divorce.
Been there, done that.
Right.
Cunts.
What? Well, that you kind of answered my question, right? The predominant emotion there during that process and relatively shortly thereafter until everything kind of settles down 8 to 10 years later
Yeah.
is anger,
Yeah.
right? Angry
Spiteful.
at everything, spiteful at everything.
Yeah.
Is that the appropriate emotion
Depends.
for that? Well, obviously it depends.
Well, right, but I mean,
Sure,
Agreed.
but what I'm saying is, by and large, is that is it the anger that you were feeling, or was it the sadness and some of the other emotions that were manifesting as anger? Obviously, there's going to be some that's going to be straight anger, right? I get that.
I think it depends on the
but
day and it depends on the time for that situation because, I mean, you're going to remember different parts of that relationship. I mean, you're going to, you still have good times in a relationship. Otherwise, you would have never been married in the first place.
Well, I mean, it's more to me about the processing of the other
The
emotions.
processing of it and
Like, did you process your sadness of losing somebody that you had
first,
loved? No. It manifested in to anger.
A lot of times
Yes.
it was anger. Yeah, absolutely.
And, it's
grief.
grief
Hard to get
of-
past that. It's hard.
Yes.
It's not an easy thing to go through. I
Nope.
mean, regardless of how we all make it sound. I mean, it's hard, man. I mean, it's a tough situation all around, and it's emotional, and it's like you said with the anger, and I think it's part of the processing is the anger. I think it's like a stage of processing through the divorce. But I also think that there's other outlets for that too. I think that it can be, I don't know. You can use that in other ways. I think it can be used as a motivator, as we all mentioned before. I mean, obviously, I think we can use that. You can use that anger as a motivator at first. It's going to hit you from time to time, but we're having
That's all right.
a little interruption there.
It's okay.
But anyways,
The biggest thing that I thought of, right? Like my first divorce was 17 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. My only divorce was 17 years ago. And still, I'm not certain I process like the grief of that. You know what I mean?
I do.
And
I do.
And for a decade and a half, I think a lot of that emotions kind of all combined into one and pushed itself out as anger.
Yeah.
Like I was angry, and I didn't want to even talk about the situation with anybody, and if somebody would bring it up, I would just try to shut it down or something. And, there's a lot of, resentment and things like that. And,
What was the resentment over?
I don't know. There's a lot of things.
Just different things.
Yeah. A lot of small different things. But I mean, I don't know. It just got me thinking about that. I'm not sure that I've ever processed that sadness or grief. A lot of people, a lot of men especially don't. I know a lot of women do eventually, but
it's hard to deal with, and it's hard to change how to utilize that energy. It's hard to change how to do that, and I think a lot of it kind of takes time, and a lot of it I hate to put it this way, but a lot of it kind of takes a little I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like you just you lose enough give a fucks, it's starting to be like, you know what? Why was I angry? I got other shit to worry about now. Like that's not my main focus anymore. And changing the focus is probably the hard part to transition to. But I feel like that is what is needed to move to the next stage. I really feel like you need to change focuses. What is your goal? What is your next goal? What do you do next? What's next?
That's the problem.
It doesn't stay the same.
no.
And this is where I think a different situation scenario comes to play. Like, Kevin, how long were you married?
I was married for 10 years. My
10
first
years.
marriage.
Greg?
Not long the first one.
Right.
Nope, like 3 years.
Okay. I think my anger resents from myself putting up with it for so long once I realized what was happening.
But it takes so long to realize that. Even if you're told
Right. But mine
by
was
multiple people, hey,
over 26 years where I just kept
that's a long time.
beating
man.
myself. So I'm
hard
going
time.
through
It's hard.
26 years of trying to rebuild myself afterwards because I was put down, humiliated, mocked so much where the anger doesn't result in me being angry at her. It's angry at myself for allowing that to happen. And the fact, a lot of believe it or not, a lot of my anger stems from, I wanted the old person American dream. I figured I'd be sitting out with the kids gone. I'd be sitting out with my wife, Susan, and we would be chilling on the back porch, having a nice tea or a drink.
Grandparents.
You know,
you
the
want to be the old grandparents or great grandparents.
laughing, having a good
Yeah.
time, joking
Sitting
around
on the
with our
back
kids.
porch, yeah.
And I'm not going to get that. And that's one thing that I've always wanted. When I got old enough, I wanted to have nice, peaceful evenings with a spouse or a woman who cared. And I always thought I was going to have that. If I kept pushing my boundaries back, it would make her be able to stay or whatever. And my anger stems from that being, it's two ways. I'm angry that I allowed myself to be put through that. I am pissed. I hate myself because of that.
Well,
and that's the thing. I hate myself because of that.
But what about why? What do you hate?
I hate the fact that I let it happen. I hate the fact that I didn't stand up for myself. That I didn't set and maintain the boundaries. I set boundaries, but I didn't maintain them. I was like, okay, well, whatever,
Well,
right.
I mean,
it'll be all right.
Not for nothing, but our whole family, we're kind of pushovers a little bit. I mean, we like to be strong and that, but we're easygoing. We're kind of chilled people. So
right, but it's the marriage boundaries. The don't talk to that dude. He's not controlling way, but Susan never understood that I knew what I was talking about. I'm an empath. I feel other people. I can walk into a room and sense who's the troublemakers and who's not. And
sorry,
no, it's cool. But the anger stems from that. It's back on myself, and that's the hardest thing to get over. The anger on yourself for letting it happen. But in my situation is different from yours. You guys, I'm going to say you guys got out of yours fairly early on. The 10 years is a longer time than some, but still you got away. You had enough. I would have been at that point at year 6. Yeah. But I stopped and I was like, nope, I'm just going to let it happen.
I really wish we would have talked more back in those days. Yeah. I really do, man.
Yeah. I had nothing. I had no support. I was away. I was a military spouse, basically, and I'm living in Wisconsin where I know nobody. And, it just happened. And I
remember talking to you during that whole wedding time when I was out there for your wedding. I was the best man in your wedding. It was
hell yeah.
Awesome.
That was a good time.
Ever seen a polka band at a wedding before?
That was horrible.
That was pretty sweet, actually. I thought it was pretty, very cool. But no, I remember saying something to you back then about, dude, I hope someday you're able to come out and live back home again.
And that was always the goal.
And be with family. And I know that was a tough situation and a tough topic between you and Susan. But I don't know, man. I'm glad you're back. I'm psyched. I'm psyched. I know Greg's psyched. We're pumped that you're back, dude. Like it's different. Things are different for me now. I feel like I have a brother back. I really do. And
fuck you, Doug.
And I'm sorry. No. I still have my brother and I love my brother very much. Jeez.
Yeah, Diana, fuck you.
And my sister. That's
right. Greg and Diana were going to get married at one point. They were
I remember
hot dogs.
God, that was like 40 years ago. Can we fucking drop it already?
That's what cousins are for, though, bud.
Cousins.
Tommy guy had a female cousin. Otherwise, we'd all turn out gay.
Gay?
Kevin, I'm going to marry you. We're going to have hot dogs at our wedding.
No.
Little penis-shaped hot dogs.
Listen, hot dogs are the shit.
I mean, I could go for a hot dog. Some chili cheese dogs maybe or something like
my
that.
My mom made hot dog sauce the other day.
Oh yeah, that's the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
is that Grandpa Deal's recipe?
Yeah,
it is Grandpa Deal's recipe.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, I still have some in the freezer.
It's so good.
I'm the only one who eats it because it's too spicy for everybody else.
Dude, I went through that whole thing. She had a container and I got a little container of it. I went through that whole thing by myself. I love it.
Oh hell yeah! Heat up a hot dog in the microwave for a couple minutes.
Oh, that was the best. I remember Grandpa making that. I remember him in the kitchen standing there making that.
Those little thin slices of pickles right on top, so it fits inside.
All right, let's get back to this. Holy shit!
We're talking about
Grandpa's hot dogs.
We literally start with anger, and all of a sudden we're talking about Grandpa's hot dogs.
All right. I mean, we're fat. All right.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right.
So I think the point of this whole thing is we need to do a better job at understanding our anger.
I think okay. So I think a point to that is you get to a point where it's like you have to get to a point of forgiveness because and it's hard I'm not saying that it's something easy to do, but you have to get a point of forgiveness. And I'm not saying that you have to forgive that other person. I feel that you should forgive that other person. A lot of people are going to disagree with that sentiment, and it depends on the whole entire situation. But I feel that you have to forgive yourself.
That's the problem.
And I feel like the reason you have to forgive yourself is because life isn't perfect, man.
Right.
Nobody's perfect.
But here's the thing.
No situation's perfect. No life is perfect. Nothing is perfect.
I can forgive other people because other people are other people.
Okay.
I can't forgive myself because
Why?
Because I'm not other people.
Can you? Are you
Melissa is perfect.
She is. And I'm not gonna lie. With Melissa and Letitia and Hudson's girl McKenna.
Yeah.
Those are good women. You guys, those are good women. Hudson's girl McKenna,
okay.
Letitia, Xavier's girl, and Melissa.
Yeah.
Those are amazing. They're women who are women.
Do you see that? You got something brown on the end of your nose right there.
Yeah. You may want to go wipe that off in the bathroom.
Yeah. Does it smell? Does it smell
Like shit?
Smell nothing.
Does it smell like shit?
A little brown
You had
nose.
your nose so far up their ass.
Melissa just bought me Popeyes. Right?
He's literally where I was going with that. He literally is wiping his nose.
Oh, I see. Oh, fuck you guys. How did I not see that?
Oh my god! I
I'm
wish
usually the guy-
you guys could have seen that.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to clip that very big portion of it.
That
Whenever
is-
he's like, "Oh fuck you guys," that's getting clipped and it's going to be put somewhere.
An intro clip.
Yeah.
I did not realize. I'm usually the guy that does
Dude,
that
that
to
was
people.
so great.
I'm like,
So
what?
great.
He's literally
You're literally wiping your nose.
What the fucking assholes? Well, Melissa just bought me Popeyes. I can not kiss her ass. I can,
Oh my god!
but wherever that. Oh, I'm saying I'm so happy that my boys, especially after seeing what I went through,
Yeah.
turned out the way they are. They're stronger because I tried to always teach them that I make mistakes and I'm gonna fuck up. I shouldn't have yelled in the situation, But they've become grounded, and I've said it again. I said it before. Hudson talked to me fishing that one night. I don't want to be the man that you are. I want to be the man you used to be.
That's pretty deep, man. I
And
mean,
It's pretty deep.
It
And
hurt.
I want you to hold on to some of that stuff because an upcoming episode is going to
Focus on that.
focus on that stuff.
Sweet.
nice.
Right.
I'll do that.
So that,
Do it.
yes,
Nice.
but I think that's going to be a very good story to hear during that particular episode. I think that's going to hit where we want it to hit.
Okay, but anger. So I was angry at myself. I can't forgive myself, and that's the problem.
But I feel like,
I can be
You
angry
got
at
it.
someone else. It helps me be productive.
but I feel like you have to forgive yourself, dude. You owe yourself
yes,
A little bit of grace.
a little bit. I mean,
But
my goodness.
I need a lot of grace. With all the boundaries.
So
that-
give yourself a lot of
okay,
grace.
Okay. So Kevin, you helped me realize this when I first moved back. And what I realized when we talked then was I was one of the most badass motherfuckers on the face of the planet. All right, I was doing shit that I'm the guy that when you meet another service member at the bar, I'm the guy that no one believes was a service member because of my jobs.
Yeah.
All right. And they were literally my jobs, but I don't talk about it because no one fucking believes me of what I did. Back when cell phones were just becoming a thing, I could listen, out in the woods. And where I went after that was fucking disappointing to me. Because I was one of the most badass people in any military institution anywhere. I was one of the elite, and I'm not bragging about myself.
That doesn't change the fact that you were that.
But what I've become since then is what bugs me.
So we see that in everything, though. Like you may be this amazing thing, right? But there are other things that are obviously not going to get as much attention, right? And it's gonna fall off in certain areas. Like
Right.
Not everybody is very well rounded. Not everybody has their flaws. Everybody's bad at stuff, but that doesn't mean you don't deserve the grace from yourself.
100%.
What and even if you don't want to look at it as that, as grace, you can look at it and say, look, these are the things that I've fucked up. Right. So
You gotta be honest with yourself.
instead of being angry,
So
right,
be
with
honest with
myself
yourself.
and I'm mad at myself. I fucking suck. You know what? Let's make it better. Let's make sure I don't make that same mistake
100%.
going forward. So the next relationship I have, or the how I treat my family or how I behave a certain way, you can fix that. Right. And make those situations better.
But the problem I'm having is that I can't. I'm a helper. I like to see other people, use whatever, like my advice, whatever, like when I was working, helping employees. And I don't have that currently. But I don't want that currently. I have so much stuff I could do at home with mom. And I'm just like, I don't want to do it because I've been there, and helping people doesn't really help you. It makes me feel better about myself for a few seconds. Like, oh, hey, I did this. I helped someone. But then at the same time, I've gotten one of the things I'm trying to overcome is being able to say no. I don't like saying no to someone who asks for help. But I got accustomed to reading people and saying, "Oh, you need help. What can I help you with?"
Yeah.
And that's
hard
one of
being
the
a
things.
helper.
That's one of the things I'm trying to
super hard.
overcome. Is not so someone will say, "Hey, I got this going on." I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." Instead of saying, "Oh, you need a hand with that."
What's also very common with helpers, though, with somebody that has a helper personality, what's also very hard with a helper,
Asking for help.
asking for help,
Yeah.
and accepting help.
Yeah, someone said the other day, it's when someone's depressed or in the situation that I am, start your sentences differently. Like he would say, "Hey, I need to do this, or I want to do this, but I can't," or, blah, blah, blah. But he says the hardest thing to do, but it's the most helpful thing, is to say, "I need, I need this," And my thing right now is I say, "I need this," and there's nothing I can do about it, because number one, I don't have any money. That's the big thing. Like I wanted to buy, $60 for microphones, fucking amazing. I wanted to buy one, but it's like, well, I got $5, and I've had $5 for about a month. I skipped bowling the other day because I didn't have any money to go bowling.
Yeah.
It's $15.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ask my mom for any more cash.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, well, I'm not going to go bowling. And being able to forgive yourself comes with the opportunity to forgive yourself. I don't have that opportunity. I'm not in a situation where I can say, you know what, I can do this. I can change this. I can do this better. I'm not in that opportunity anywhere. I sit at home. I slept till 3 today. But I didn't go to sleep till probably 4 or 5, but slept till 3. That's like 10 hours. I don't need 10 hours of sleep. I'm a 49-year-old man.
I think the hard part right now is the transition. The transition from when you move back, you haven't been able to fully transition yet to your own personal space.
That's the thing. That's a big thing.
And I think that's coming. It's right there.
Right. And I
right
want to
there.
believe it is.
It's so close. No, you have to believe it because it is.
But I can't.
And I feel like it's like a snowball rolling downhill.
100%.
Right.
And once that gets going, then other things start happening.
I'm
get
fucking
on-
frosty, man. I'm about to melt.
You get on track. Listen, you get on track with one thing, everything
That's
else
it.
will start falling
I
into
need a
place.
special hat. Like Frosty, man.
One that
brings
I
me
thought
to
you
life.
meant like a helmet, like a short pipe.
I have one of those.
I'm sure he still has one. I'm sure.
Yeah, no, I have one from when I worked my first manufacturing job. Ran a machine that ran 10 rolls of fabric, made most of our wipes.
I just meant a bicycle helmet.
there
That's
was
what
a-
I was going with.
There was a fiberglass banded weight with weights on the end. And I was just tall enough to when the rolls got small enough for me to change them, the thing went back me in the back of the head. So the maintenance guys would give me a hard hat because I always hit my head. If I was fixing a machine, I would stand up. Boom.
I'm not surprised by that one.
No, it's spatial awareness. And that's part of the ADHD. It's just like spatial. I run into door frames all the time. Like I walk through a grocery store, boom, run to one of the displays at the end cap. It's like, what the fuck?
I mean, I've not gonna lie, I've done it before.
I do it all the time.
I don't do it like a lot, but I've done it before.
Coming out of your office door to work is freaking horrible for me because I open it up and I, quickly just try to squeeze through and poof, my left shoulder hits the frames. I got bruises.
Give yourself a few seconds.
No.
Give yourself.
There aren't a few with the ADHD. There aren't a few seconds.
You have to.
I got to do this now.
You have to.
But
you've got a few seconds.
I never.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up because we're talking about running into door frames and shit like that.
And anger.
So what else?
Yeah.
Let's. I want to talk, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, keep going if you got something on the topic.
I don't know, man. I feel like the anger can be transitioned, and I think it's right around the corner for you. And I think right now, the next step is that job. And I feel like that job, once you have that purpose for setting that alarm every single day, and you're going to be getting up and you can start to set a routine again.
Right.
And I feel like that's your next step.
Here's the problem with all of that. And because I want a job so badly, but I fear getting a job. Why? Because I have been told every job I've had that I need to do better. Not from the people at work, from home.
Well,
from the wife.
Okay. Well,
that's part of the thing I'm trying to get over is I was good. Manufacturing, I'm really good at manufacturing, especially in a supervisor role, because I can prioritize, I can handle downtime, I can do all this stuff, right? But I've always told that I need to be better. I need to be more. I need to make more money. The worst decision I ever made professionally was leaving Clean Test, where I was the man. Even though I got angry at him, I was being underpaid. For me, that was the worst decision because I was literally, people would call me on at second shift, about 5 hours working work, say, hey, the maintenance guys, we got a machine down, but it was the machine I trained on. I knew everything about that machine. And I'd be like, all right, I'll be right there. I'm 5 minutes away. Got dressed, coming in. I fixed the machine and I just stay there, And I was literally the man. The plant manager I was training, I started doing all of his paperwork, his numbers and everything before his daily meetings. At 4 or 5, I volunteered to do it. And he bought me some nice stuff, gave me a couple gift cards and everything. When he left, he's like, dude, I really appreciate everything you did for me. That was awesome. You deserve to be a plant manager, And I could do that position, but I'm always afraid because of what I was told at home, what I'm supposed to do. She wasn't proud of me for having it. I chose Generac over another company that made anything inside an engine, basically. Right? I chose the other position at Generac over that one because Susan said she didn't want me coming home all dirty and nasty. I had coveralls I'd have to wear and I'd be in dust and dirt and everything. And the other one, Generac, I'd wear khakis. I wasn't allowed to touch machines because a lot of the guys were union. Yeah. And I couldn't even drive a fucking forklift because they were union. I couldn't even help and be like, hey, we're behind. I'm just going to jump on a forklift. And no, I got in trouble. I got in trouble for helping.
Collective bargaining agreement.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there wasn't even a forklift on site when I was doing it. No material handler. And I walk at 5 o'clock. I'm on a forklift moving material for my operators on a Sunday or a Monday morning, Sunday night, working the 7th day in a row. And I was helping because we didn't have a forklift driver. I got written up. And it's like, that's the stuff we do, and
you give 110%.
Right. But I'm proud of work. Everyone's like, dude, you're fucking awesome. Amazing. I go home and like, oh, look how dirty you are. Oh my God. I thought you wore a collared shirt to work now. It's like, and she'd be like, oh, all my other boyfriends were professionals. One's this, one's that, one's that. I'm like, but that's not who I am.
After how many years of marriage was this still being said?
20 is last year. I was working retail. I was working at a Quick Trip in Wisconsin.
Stupid.
That is the dumbest fucking
I was
thing.
making good money. I was close to being promoted to a store leader. And I kept getting you still work retail. You're not a professional. Because I wasn't salary. And most of my jobs I've been salary, but this place I was hourly. I'm like, well, I'm working 60 hours a week.
See, that's the thing is, you do what you got to do to get food on the table.
That's it.
Right. But I don't.
Yeah, I don't. I can't relate with that because it's just one of those things where if I just don't care. I'm just going to find a way to make it happen.
Yeah.
But I tried to balance my work life and my home life, which is a thing you're supposed to try to do. But at the same time, every time I would work hours to make extra money because we were short, it was, you're working a lot. You should have an office job, so you can make the same money. And
so you can be salary and work 60 hours and get paid for 40 or 50.
So I had to dress up at work. That's what it was a lot about, And it's so fucking frustrating when you're doing everything you can and then you say you're doing it wrong because you're not at home. So I cut back on my overtime hours. And it's like, oh my God, a paycheck or two later, it's, man, you didn't make enough this month. We need a little more cash. And I'm like, okay. So I start working long again. I start picking up extra hours. And it's like, you're at home. You're embarrassing me. You're not at home. And it's like, okay, so let's cut back. And then we need more money. It's like, and I just, that's the problem. I'm angry with myself. I didn't want to do that. I want to fucking work and make money and be proud of myself. I take pride in everything I do, but at the same time, I'm also trying to do other things so I can give my family pride. And if I'm totally beaten down over years saying, oh, you don't give me enough pride of what you do, it's like, well, what the fuck can I do, to make that situation better? And so I would change jobs. I'd get a different job. And then it's so fucking demoralizing. When you're doing everything you can and all you get is you need to do better. And I think that's what a lot of men struggle with.
Dealing with the balance between work and home life. I get that.
That's a struggle.
I get that completely. And I am not good at that because then I become obsessed with making sure that I'm going to work and I am putting in 72, 80, 88 hours every single week and I'm never home.
And you're proud of yourself for that.
Well,
maybe not proud, but you're like, I'm a man.
You're providing.
So I look at it. I look at it a different way, I guess, is because Steve and I, especially, Dad left whenever I was 5, right?
Yeah.
And we had, without Grandma and Grandpa, and Mom put in a shit ton of work, but we still didn't have much of anything. So I've done everything in my power over the past almost 20 years with the kids, is making sure that they can have everything that they want, right? Not just the bare essentials.
That's every Gen X.
And I don't feel ashamed about that at all. It sucks.
You want them to have better than you.
Right.
That's all.
It sucks that I'm not around all the time or things like that, and I get that. And
right.
I get that. My wife isn't happy about it, but they get to do the things that they want to do that I never would have had the opportunity to do.
Right.
Yes.
And never.
That's what I always told myself was happening in my life. Mm-hmm. I will do whatever I need to do to make sure that my kids and my wife are taken care of.
Right.
But I always got put down for the effort I put in.
Right.
It could be, I could be working as a lowest paid carpenter, just putting nails in boxes for other carpenters, mm-hmm. and I would do a fucking hell of a job at it. But at home, I'd be like, oh, you're not important enough. You need to do this. You need to do that. And it's like, what the hell? And I think a lot of men are going through that. Women expect the best thing I've seen all the time is women are taught growing up how to be treated by men. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And Gen X is big on that. This is what you should expect, my dear. Mm-hmm. However, men are taught growing up how to treat women. Right? There's never anyone teaches a woman how to treat a man. Right? No. And there's not even anything out there how a man should treat himself.
No, men's health is very overlooked.
Yep.
Mental health, specifically.
Yep.
So yeah, I feel like men's health is very overlooked, and
it needs
everybody can do a better job of trying to do better of taking care of themselves and
right. And I'm not going to say it needs to change drastically. I'm just saying a little bit of concern goes a long way. Having a woman recognize, okay, he's exploded in anger twice this week. what's going on? You know, but instead he's exploding in anger twice this week. That's fucking bullshit. You know, that is no joke. That's what Susan has on her papers. It's mental abuse for her. She told me that she has PTSD or PTSD.
Close. Yeah.
I was almost there.
PSTD.
But she told me she has PSTD from PTSD from me yelling. Like, I yelled consistently for about 2 years in our marriage.
Mm-hmm.
That was after her first affair. I was angry, right? Which rightfully so I should have been.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I also blamed myself for the affair, not her. Which led to the anger. How can I do this? But it wasn't my fault. I was the perfect husband up until then, you know, and then I got blamed for it.
Yeah.
And that's when she turned, and that's when I turned. And I recognized, I put my two different therapists who recognized the exact moment she switched.
Yeah.
But that is lead to disappointing myself, because following her standards, which I thought was the right thing to do, you know, I didn't back myself. I supported her. I took jobs based on what she wanted me to do, you know, and that is one of the most frustrating things for me is, why did I let that happen? Now, if you're a recruiter for a company, you look at my job history, and you're like, dude, this dude's got a ton of experience in different things. I never had a job longer than 6 years when I was in the Marine Corps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because other jobs I would get spiteful and I would get anger and leave, or I would be told that I wasn't good enough. I needed to be in a different position from home. Instead of just sticking with myself and telling her, hey, you know what? I'm happy. I'm making money. Just let me be. You know, I said, okay, I will try to change. Why is it that the men are always having to try to change and not the women?
It's not.
Yeah. I mean, that could be a whole separate
it's a whole separate
podcast,
topic.
but I think that comes down to accountability.
I think accountability is big.
That's an episode. I got to talk about accountability.
It's more than that.
Oh yeah, it's
a whole lot more than that. But I don't know. I just it's hard to use that to change that to be positive. It's hard to change that feeling. But the feeling of that, you gotta kind of take try as best you can to take a positive outlook out of it, as far as being, hey, now you have the motivation to drive yourself. You know what you're looking for.
Yeah. And that is, go back to that anger as where I'm struggling. I'm angry at no one but myself. And that anger I take out on myself.
And like I said earlier, you got to forgive yourself.
But I can't.
Yes, you can.
No, I have tried for 1.5 years now with therapy and everything to take care of forgive myself. But fuck that. I'm the one, she fucking did things to me, but I'm the one who let it happen.
No.
Yes.
Listen,
it's not like you gave permission. No, that is not
but
actual.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Was it de facto or in de facto or whatever the fuck that word is?
Okay.
I gave permission.
So you got to get yourself out of that mindset.
100%.
So, and I'm going to tell you this now, to think otherwise that you deserve to be mad at yourself is bullshit.
No.
Just stop it.
But I want to be mad at myself.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
But that's the thing. That's where anger comes in. If I'm not mad at myself, who the fuck am I supposed to be mad at?
Process your goddamn emotions.
No.
Yes.
Fuck that.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
I have never processed my goddamn emotions at all. And when I did, it backfired.
So,
you know how many times I've said shit being like, you know what? I need help with this. And I was told, oh,
well, hey,
grow up and act like a man.
Guess what?
You know what the cool part is?
You don't have to worry about that anymore.
But I fucking
don't.
Stop. Don't make excuses. Just take something and make it better now.
That's it.
Just one fucking thing. No, I don't want to hear I can't or fuck that or anything.
Won't.
Just shut up and do it.
All right, Susan. Now you're telling me just fucking just, you know what? Stop being a pussy.
Hey, there's a Nike sign on the side of your hat right there. Just do it.
But what I'm saying is give yourself that grace.
That's it, dude.
Because you made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
But these are fucking not just mistakes. These are repetitive mistakes.
No.
These are a pattern. These are me being...
According to who?
So, according to me.
Exactly. Are you a professional?
Well, it depends.
Exactly. No.
But that's the thing, is I'm still a man.
Congratulations on all your success.
I was a pretty good dude, and I let things happen to me that I should not have let happen.
Okay.
Right.
You fucked up. Can you take ownership of that?
I fucked up for 26 fucking years.
Can you take ownership of that?
I've already owned it.
Then let it go. It's done.
No.
Once you've owned it, it's done. It's processed.
I'm angry at my fucking self before letting it happen. Even I take ownership of it. Hey, I did this.
Hey, Brian.
It's over.
I let this happen.
Brian, what can you do about it now?
I get angry?
No.
No.
Honest. No, like seriously, what can you do to make that situation different now?
Change myself to the person I was.
There's not a goddamn thing you can do about what happened in the past.
No.
You can fix it, and you can do exactly what you just said. I can change myself going forward.
Right.
And make myself better going forward. That's the only way that it's going to change.
Okay. So I know that. Okay. I understand that 100%. I have heard that from everybody who's ever talked to me about this stuff. But the difference is, Kevin, you got out in 10. Greg, you got out in 3. I got 26 years of believing this of myself.
Mm-hmm. I get that.
Believing that I am not worth anything. Told that I was worthless. I was a loser. I was a horrible parent. I turned just into my father, which was one of the things I was proud of myself, never turning into my father.
You're not.
Right. But I've been told that I was. Over and over and over and over again. It's not and that's the difference between the type of scenario that I went through versus the type of scenarios that you went through, is that I wasn't just out, right? I wasn't just a bad husband. I let myself become a bad man.
No, you didn't.
No, I was a horrible man.
According
to my wife and me, and my son, whenever he said that to me, which is, again, it's another episode, but it was 26 years of being told that you're not worth anything.
Mm-hmm. From one specific person.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, Kevin, you have to, I'm not going to say the word narcissist because that word is way overused in this generation.
I'm going to ask you about another question. Another word.
Okay.
Credible.
Credible? Well, I don't know what.
Credible.
What, like credible witness? Or no.
If somebody's credible, you believe their opinion. You believe their...
That's the thing, is whenever you think someone is. Like,
at a certain point, you did for 26 years.
I thought Susan was the person that I was going to be with for the rest of my life. And I was meant to be with her.
Knowing what you know right this second, do you believe her opinion is credible?
Yes.
Why?
I don't know. I honestly, that's the thing. It's because, so if you look up the terms of narcissistic women, right? If you look up the definition, it's like I said, I hate that word. I hate the word abuse, but it's called reactive abuse. And there's actually another term for it out there now, but a reactive abuse sounds really bad, right? But it's what happens when someone starts a problem and disrespects you so much that you react to it. Right? And that's where I'm being called abusive. Because my reaction to her disrespect.
What is a reaction? A reaction is a snap judgment. It just happens.
No, a reaction is where the person comes to you and is repeatedly telling me, like, I would tell her some of like the worst fears in my life. Like it goes to therapy and they want you to talk about what are your fears? What's going on? Right? One of the worst fears of my life was, and men go through this a lot. This is a big problem. Is they pick the woman that they're supposed to spend the rest of their life with, right? They marry them.
Sometimes.
But that woman starts doing the whole, abuse. I fucking hate the word abuse, but they do the thing where they try to piss you off. They take your insecurities and use them against you.
They belittle you.
Which is the worst thing. I told my wife, I said, this is something it bothers me. And this is like my worst fear. Our next argument, a week later, she brought it up and used it against me.
Of course.
And my reaction to that, me start yelling, getting angry, fuck you, you fucking cunt, you bitch, whatever. Then she records it. All right? And she says, this is proof. Listen to Brian. This is how outraged he was. Right? That's my reactive abuse where I'm like doing that, but they don't show the first part.
Of course not. You always get caught in the reaction. That's the same.
Right. And
that person that reacts gets the flag.
That's what I've gone through. And so my mind is totally beat the fuck up. I'm like, once I go to start something, it's like all those memories come back.
Yes.
I was told I was worthless.
Okay.
I was a absent father, and I believe that because it's been programmed in me because I let myself believe it, and that's why I'm angry at myself. I know that I was a good father.
You got dude.
I know that I'm a good employee. I know I'm good when I'm in charge. However, for 26 years, I've been told that I wasn't. 26 fucking years of being told you're not worth anything. You don't believe you're worth anything.
I get that.
And there's people who take 10, 15 years to overcome this stuff. I'm at the end of my life. I'm 49. I don't have 10, 15 fucking years to get over everything. And that's part of the problem. I want to be able to own a house somewhere. Doesn't matter where.
So do it.
But I can't.
Why?
I got no one to be there with me.
Why?
Because why would I? If I'm that worthless, why would I want anyone to be with me? I don't want to make anyone else worthless.
Bro.
But Kevin, that's the problem. That I think that's what you guys, and that's the hard thing to talk about. Most people don't understand. I know you guys have a hint of it, what I've been through, right? But you don't understand the majority of what I've been through. And I'm still processing it. And it's been a year and a half, 2 years, where I was like, okay. But hating myself is the best way for me to be alive right now. I would have ended it.
I disagree.
Years ago if I didn't hate myself. That anger comes towards hate. I would have been done. I would have fucking jumped into the lake, let a fucking riptide carry me out, and do whatever. But hating myself is the only thing that's keeping me going, because I need to hate someone.
I disagree. You don't need to hate yourself. You need to love yourself.
But I can't.
And yes, you can.
How? I know. Okay, so that's a stupid question
is you have to
me.
do something different than you're doing right now, which is hating yourself. So you have to change that.
I think that it's learning or finding value in what you are.
Right. Yeah, and that's
right.
Believing that value or finding that value after that. And I know, Greg, you may have a little experience. You probably not as much with me and Dad. I was told that I was worthless back then. I had to step in front of my dad so he would stop beating my mom. And I just knew I've always thought my whole entire life that I was just here. I was a pawn. That's the way I grew up. And when I joined the Marine Corps, it took that away from me, right? But 18 years of being told that as you're developing, and then you have 8 good years of fucking being a good man, and then you go back to what you kind of grew up with, not the physical abuse or mental abuse or anything, but just the scenario being told that you're worthless and other things. And it has drained on me to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm worthless, but what can I do to make myself not so worthless? And that's the problem. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what I can do to not be worthless, because I've never...
To be able to do that, you have to take that next step.
But that's the thing. What's the next step mentally? I don't know.
That's the question though. Is it a mental thing or is it a physical thing?
I think it's a
Right. Because
just do it.
Because if we're going to sit here and we're going to say I need to get right mentally so that way I can start doing things physically, getting a house, getting a job, those types of things, or we might be putting the cart before the horse there. You know what I mean? Let's take a step and let's start at ground zero, right? And let's take that first step into feeling our self-worth again, right? Let's get a job.
Yeah.
But what type of job?
Doesn't matter.
No, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Because listen,
It doesn't matter.
You don't need to be a supervisor.
I know.
No.
But
buts.
here's the thing.
But here's the cool thing with you, right? And this is one of those things that you were just saying earlier is, you did all these different types of jobs and we're doing all these different types of things. You do have so much experience.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
So much
like
experience.
you have been there, you have done that, and you're now in a position where you can do something, at least to start, right? That makes you happy.
That makes you happy.
That's the problem. What is the biggest thing that's going to make me happy? Like,
I struggle with that myself.
I'm in the point where right now where I was like, you know what, I want to, like with the security, installing security systems. I chose that job being like, okay, I need to work by myself. I need to be alone. That way I can do things, just to focus on myself. But at the same time, like, I don't know if I want this job because I also need to be helping and developing other people. Right? I'm not going to help and develop other people if I'm working by myself.
You can't help and develop anybody until you learn it yourself.
No, I can. That's the problem. It's you know it. It's taking your own advice. You can't take your own advice.
Well, true.
And if someone tells you your own advice, you're like, fuck you. But I also want to work with people and be like, I want to develop younger people and older people and stuff like that.
That's why I think right now is just doing something. You guys dip your toe in somewhere. Try it. Try something. Get something going where you're mentally pushing yourself to get up every day, to go through the process.
Yeah.
And do it and get that paycheck and get that vehicle and get, you know what I mean? Just start the process over again.
And that's part of the problem is there's so many things that I know I'm good at. I'm also deficient at. Where do I want to go? What do I want to do? Because again, I'm still overcoming. There's a lot of things that you just said that I could be doing, but I'm also telling myself at the same time, well, I can't do that because of the place I'm in mentally. But I know if I did it, I would be fine.
So maybe at this opportunity, maybe right now, that is exactly what this is. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to change direction and do what you want to do.
That's one of the most corporate things I've heard.
I worked in corporate for a long time. I apologize.
Every problem is an
leadership.
opportunity.
No, but honestly, there's a lot of positive outtakes from that. There is.
There is.
No, you're right.
What you said was
right.
Absolutely 100% correct.
I was just picking at you. That's all.
No,
That's all.
but you're right. I totally, that is something I have absolutely said before at work. So, but no, I mean, it helps to look at things as an opportunity. It really does.
You just need to synergize with yourself.
Oh God, here we go.
Well, okay. Here's the problem. I need to jerk off because I haven't fucking jerked off in like 3 weeks.
Well, I mean,
Well, that's not true. I did the other day, but but I need to do it more. I used to do it a lot. 'Cause I wasn't getting laid, so I used to do it a lot.
So what do you need to do that? Right, you need
Not now.
a little bit of extra space, right?
Yes,
So what do you need to do to get a little bit of extra space?
have my own place. What do I need to do to have my own place? Get a job.
A job.
So you just we're going
I'm
to equate
frozen.
getting a job with jerking off more now. Is that what we're doing? Are we? This is like the AB, like we skip C, D, E, F, and G.
no.
Get my
I
own-
mean, hey,
Get my own house.
are you? Did you have a vasectomy?
Not yet.
Can you make some money donating?
Dude, look at me. Can I make money donating? No white girl is going into the fucking,
Why not?
IVF lab going, yeah, I want that fucker. You know? I thought about that. Giving my sperm, bone marrow, and blood.
A little closer to the mic. You're echoing about jacking off here.
Wow,
It's like dodgeball. You have me at freaking blood and semen. You know?
if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
But
Necessary.
this, I know. And I don't know. It's getting over the hating myself. And the big thing is trusting myself that I know what I'm actually doing. And I know that I know what I'm doing. And the problem is that doubt is in my head.
Dude, you're going to have doubts. Everybody has doubts.
This isn't just...
Everybody has doubts.
Right. I get that. But everyone else can also step up and manhandle those doubts or whatever in their brain. I'm at a point right now in my life where every doubt is another criticism of me. You know, just the way I was.
Okay. So then what can you recall back to with some of these experiences that you've had to help you with this? Can you reach back into your Marine Corps days to find something to dig deep and to take that next step?
I can reach back into my Marine Corps days and say to myself, all right, I did that. That was cool. Right. And I did a pretty good job of that. However, I don't need it to go back that far. I knew back then. It's the recent stuff where I was like,
but that's not it. He just, can you draw from that experience to help?
That's what I'm saying.
Move forward.
Is something that you were trained in, or that you were proficient in, that you can bring back into your memory, into your mind, and use part of that to help yourself get over that hump to take the next step. At
a certain point, did you interview people?
Oh, many times. Yeah. I've hired and fired and interviewed, everything. I think the problem is that my Marine Corps days were so long ago, you know?
Right.
And my memory and being the guy who's able to block everything out, you know, it won't. Like I said, I need something more recent than the Marine Corps days because I knew.
Okay.
It's like, and I know it. Every job I've had, I've exceeded.
So you were a supervisor. You've had people under your leadership, and you've directed people. You've given people advice, whether it be for work, whether it be for personal goals, whatever it be. You have experience doing that.
Yeah.
Can you take that yourself?
Nope. Because it's me. It's me saying you should do this. I'm not going to do that.
I've done the same thing.
Sure.
I may want to do that, but there's no way I can.
No, absolutely. It's one of those.
It's easy to give, hard to take.
It's something I got to work on. If there's anyone out there listening, if you have an idea, say, hey, dude, I know you're angry at yourself, but fucking forget about it.
It's time to forgive, man. It's time to forgive yourself.
I've been trying to for a year, and I can't. It's just, why did I let myself go through that shit? Why did I raise my boys in that environment?
You didn't let anything
But
happen.
I did.
No,
I let it.
You didn't.
I kept pushing my boundaries and let it happen. And that's where I'm at, And I don't know. I think a lot of this relates back to me not being able to fish right now. Because that is my relaxing go-to spot. When I would get mentally down, I would go fish. And it gives me a couple hours where it's silent.
We can play go fish.
Where I just by myself, I'm just me and the fish, and it's like, okay, this is cool. I can let my brain figure shit out. And I did that a lot. That was the original reason I started getting into fishing. Mm-hmm. And I don't have that right now. It's fucking killing me. I was hoping at night it would be fucking broken up.
We're getting there.
Yeah, unless we get this fucking major storm on Sunday.
Yeah,
but close. I think that I would sit out there and apply to jobs. I would sit out there and get my mental health right, and that was the big thing for me. I'm not a good fisherman. I love doing it, but I suck at it. I'm more about going out there, throwing a couple. I have nighttime bobbers, throwing a couple of those lines out, and then sit there casting with another one. And
can you do that again? Good, nice cast.
And but I don't have that. And I've actually been craving that. So I don't know if there's anywhere around here that is ice broken where I can go fish. But, you know, if I could, I would go out tonight. And I'm not joking, guys. That actually, it helps me so much, especially during the early spring when the beginning of the baseball season. Pirates are playing. And especially when they're on the West Coast. I loved going fishing at that night because the game's not getting over till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'd sit out there with my headphones on, the pirate game on, and, you know, just fish, relax, get my brain right. And I don't have that. I haven't fished since like July before I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
It's killing me more than you think.
Oh, dude, we're almost there.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost there.
But I know this conversation's gone on way too long.
I'm down.
I don't know. I'm just saying, having a hard time forgiving myself is a big thing. You know, I'm angry at myself. I hate myself. And
We love you.
Mm-hmm.
thank you. But that's part of the problem that's keeping me down is putting up that shit for so long. You know, why? Why the fuck did I do that?
But the thing is okay, so you've already seen that you've put up with this for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let it last longer. Don't let it go on any longer. Because you've given it plenty long enough. And you've been mad at yourself for plenty long enough. And I think it's time for a new beginning.
Yeah. Patch the hole in your boat, dude.
That's it. Quit bailing out that water, bro. You got to be tired at this point.
I'm exhausted. That's why I sleep all fucking day.
Well, I mean, you're having some issues with the sleeping too. So I mean, that's a part of it. But
I should be able to wake up before 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
And you will. You will. But it's
getting a routine.
It's getting a routine again.
Getting a schedule. That's hard.
What the nice thing is though now, and what you got to think about is what makes you happy, and you get to search for what makes you happy.
That's the thing,
and that's hard. It's hard, dude. Don't get me wrong. I've worked my whole entire life, and I still, when I'm asked to this day, what makes you happy, I'm like,
I don't know.
Family and friends. I guess that's a generic answer, but
better than what I would say.
But I mean, really, think about it. Like,
I don't get happy doing that sometimes.
I don't know, man.
Money and boobs.
Dude, we need a strip club in Butler. Why is there not a strip club in Butler?
It's a non-strip club county.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Fucking Quakers.
You can go over to Armstrong County or just up into Mercer County.
Right.
Let's go.
Venango, is it right on 38?
It's a Friday night.
You don't want to go there.
No.
You do not want to go there. You do not want to go to either one of those places.
Why?
I promise you. I'm not even sure the one in Kataning's open anymore.
Well, I
never been to that one. Been to the one up on 38.
I know I need a massage, number one.
It was rough.
I know there's a massage parlor downtown Butler that sometimes gives out the handies.
It was a long time ago, by the way. Sorry. Long time ago.
We need to go to the strip club.
Yeah,
you have fun with that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
anymore,
you guys are married.
bro. Yeah, but it's more than that.
I'm not a big fan of like the fancy strip clubs.
I just don't like giving people rent money, and I'm just seeing it leave my pocket and go to somebody else's
I
pocket.
support single moms.
Yeah, well, good for you. For me, that's the same thing with like gambling, right?
Yeah.
I struggle a little bit with that.
I'll go play slots or something like that a little bit, but I'm not spending more than like $40-$50 after that. No, I worked hard for that money.
Yep.
I can't do it. But at the same respect, I'll spend $400, $500 on fantasy football every year. You know what I mean? Which is,
everybody has their thing that they like. I mean,
yeah, I don't know my vices. I have so many of them. What's my primary one? Yeah.
Who knows, man? Maybe you want to play more golf this year. Maybe you want to
Brian's journey of self-discovery.
Right. Maybe by the end of the year you want to have a goal of trying to.
You ever jerk off on a golf course?
No.
I know. A couple times.
All right.
I'm not.
No, I'm just like,
I'm
I'm
not
out there.
surprised by that.
I'm out there
Yes.
playing, and I'm like, God damn, the fucking beer's kicking in.
That was a nice 7-iron.
And yeah, no, dude. I put that within 10 feet. And I made a birdie on a 10-foot putt. I'm going to go fucking rub one out. And I just poured
my
I just got a
God.
birdie boner.
a birdie boner. There you go. That's
a gimme. Oh,
That's a Marine Corps thing. 'Cause we're taught, you got to take advantage of where you are. So if you're in a porta-john in the desert,
Dude,
you got to
remind me not to ride an elevator.
Well, no joke. When you go on ship,
He's already done it.
I'm sure.
dude, I've jerked off in church before.
Wow.
Wow.
When I was younger,
All right.
I was probably in my mid-teens, 15 or
I think
16.
you might want to.
And there was a girl
ask
in
for
there that I had a
forgiveness for that
crush
one.
on. I was at the end of my puberty, and I was like, oh man, she's fucking gorgeous.
On the
And
next
so I
episode,
rubbed
of
one out
things
in
we
church.
should not say on the podcast.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Mom and Grandpa were like, why took you so long to go to the bathroom? I was like, oh.
I went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
I made sure you guys went way away from the mass.
Oh boy, I'm not sure that matters. I think that's
I
probably a
jerked off
crime
on a
somewhere.
mission, a real life mission in the Marine Corps. I was out there with 6 guys. There was 4 Navy SEALs with us, and we were doing something. And I was like, dude, in the middle of that, I'm like, God damn. I fucking had to excuse myself for about an hour. And I fucking walked away.
That is actually not as uncommon as you
But
would
this
think.
was a
Probably,
was a
actually.
real life mission. It wasn't a training exercise. We were doing stuff against enemies who were 100 yards away. And I was like, fuck. I had to go away, rub one out, and come back.
Mission boner.
Right? Excitement, yeah. But anyway, dude, I've jerked off so many places that you wouldn't even think of.
I mean, congratulations.
Jerked
Again,
off in a men's bathroom at a freaking rest stop on the highway.
I don't know that I'd be bragging about that one.
No.
But that's the thing. I've never been compromised. I've never been caught.
Again, congratulations.
No, that's a thing. Most men who've been jerking off, they've at least been caught one time in their life by their spouse or by their girlfriend or by their mom or their dad.
Or a cop.
Never once. Dude, I got a mosquito bite in the tip of my dick last year from jerking off while I was camping.
All right. Yeah.
This episode went way off the rails.
And I'm not angry about it.
Wow.
Anyway,
All right.
so I don't know. I know we're time's up.
Yeah, we're just under 2 hours now.
Oh, we can
shit.
make this into a couple of thingies.
Yeah, we can, and I'll be able to clip it down. We'll be all right. Yeah. I got to get on it and get the last one done too. I've been doubling and short turning. I haven't had the chance to do it.
I'm just glad we were able to get back to doing this again.
This is fun.
I enjoyed this.
I was nervous about coming on tonight. It's the way I was feeling in my brain and my chest and everything, but it was good.
Good.
Anytime we talk about jerking off or anger.
Yeah, I mean,
Anger.
I don't think that would be the main takeaway.
Yeah, just.
But that's cool. Yeah. I mean,
I think the main takeaway should have been, don't manifest everything as anger.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You know,
I mean-
and like, especially like they like to say, like, anger is usually grief in work boots. You know what I mean? Like, you just, kind of.
that's a really good way to put it, actually. I really like that.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, a lot of, especially blue collar, I mean, not just blue collar guys, everybody goes through that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think of just trying to get something positive out of it. Because if you're not, all you're doing is something negative, is hurting yourself.
Yeah.
So I feel that no matter what happens, no matter the situation, you always want to somehow, some way see the positive light in it. See it as an opportunity, see it as a way to grow, see it as a way to learn something about yourself, and grow from there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I want to always try to give a positive spin, because I feel like that's what we need to do. That's what we have to do. Strive to be better. Strive for the best.
Being able to forgive yourself is difficult.
It's very.
It's there. People have done it, and I'm sure it'll come.
It'll come.
But it's a matter of how do I process it when it comes. You know, that ability that
It is yet to be seen. That is up
God
to
gives you the opportunity to do something great, and you can sit there and avoid it, like I have been, where I'm just like, you know, I don't think I can.
Listen, it doesn't have to be a huge step. It doesn't have to be anything great, especially when you're first starting out. It's every day just trying to suck just a little bit less. Right? I'm being serious.
No, that makes total sense.
You know what I mean? No,
That's a hell of a way to put it.
You just,
I'm right there.
You know, because when you get like this, right? You're like, I fucking suck.
Yeah.
I hate myself. Everything like that. You know what? Tomorrow I'm going to try to suck just a little bit less.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one or two things a little bit different and try to be better tomorrow. Just suck a little bit less each day.
Suck less.
But here's the thing: currently, I believe that's true. You know, but I'm also in the position right now where I don't believe I can suck just a little bit less. Mine is trying to prevent myself from sucking just a little bit more. You know, and that's where
I struggle with that is like everything that you're discussing and everything that you're talking about is in the past.
Right. But it's not, and that's where the big difference is between regular divorce and divorcing a narcissistic person, is that they put you down so much. They talk bad about you to everybody.
Okay, that's a great point. That's a great place to start. And this is going to sound mean,
No.
but that's okay. You're already at the point where you think that you suck really fucking bad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you can't suck anymore.
No.
So stop. So just suck just a little bit less tomorrow.
Suck less.
But that's the thing. Believing that the woman I was with was the woman I was supposed to be with, being told all that stuff.
I get that.
To me, it's still
It hurts.
I still believe that I can suck more. I can suck a lot more. I can be worse of a person.
Don't suck any dicks.
than I am.
Well, then you're better off.
$20.
Than,
$20.
then you're better off than you could be.
Yeah.
Right. So that actually gives you a reason to be positive about something. If you're saying that I can suck a lot more, right?
So that's a step in a positive
So then
direction.
you're actually better off than what you think you're actually at.
Yes.
Right.
So just do a little bit less to suck tomorrow. Just a little bit. Wake up at 2:30 instead of 3.
Yeah.
That's
the
sucking
thing.
less.
And I was in a point where I wasn't like that. I was trying to suck less, but I ended up sucking more. You know, because I put myself in that situation.
Did you
what
try?
I believed.
It happened.
Try again.
Every time I try again, I fucking fail to make
Try
it work.
again.
Stop being fucking reasonable.
I mean,
Just
sorry about
fucking
it.
stop being reasonable.
Sorry about
you
it.
guys are
but-
both assholes right
but-
now for fucking sucking.
No, we're just no.
You guys
and it's
suck
not
everything.
that. It's not that. It's
No, I know
we
what you're
see
saying.
you hurting, and we know, dude.
Fucker.
Everything you're basing this also.
Wow.
Everything.
That made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Thank you for that
Everything that
insight.
you're basing this off of is from somebody's opinion that I know you've at least told me personally that you no longer care about their opinion any longer.
Right.
But yet it continues to harbor how you feel about yourself.
Yes,
If you
because-
no longer care about their opinion, then
But I care.
it doesn't matter.
But that's the problem. Is their opinion made me believe that stuff in myself. So it's
Okay,
not.
but their
it's not-
opinion doesn't matter
it's not
anymore,
their
then that
opinion.
changes.
It's not their opinion. It's the belief that in myself that's there. You know, because I've been put into that over years and years
You've
and
been
years.
conditioned over and
That
over, and I get that.
I believe that. Imagine it's like all these fucking psychopath kids out there killing people. You know, they've been put that in their mind their entire lives. They've been bullied. I've been bullied at home.
Yeah.
You know, bullied. And that's what both my boys told Susan. Dude, stop bullying Dad. You know, and it's so all these kids, the younger kids. Now I'm not saying shoot up at school, but you know, these kids who are the mass murderers, they've been going through the same thing, bullied to hell. And it's just, I'm in that same.
I don't know.
No, Kev, I promise you guys, and this is where the difference comes. I know what I've gone through.
I'm not denying
and
that.
There's not enough stuff that I can say to help you guys understand what I've gone through. I know you guys have gone through some similar shit, right? But this is from day one, targeting me and putting me down. It's completely different than what you guys have gone through. And a lot of men have gone through this, and they're told basically just fucking deal with it, And that's where I'm at. And that's the big difference, is doing all the research and stuff and listening to therapists, is that I know what I've gone through, but it takes a while to overcome that, And I don't want to take a while to overcome that. I want to fucking be dominant right now. I want to be back in the position I was, where I'm happy, I'm good at working.
So if you were coaching a baseball player and they were in a big slump right now and they were struggling, no matter what they tried was not going right, they're breaking their wrist too soon, they're just not swinging level, they're just their footwork's off.
I would tell them to relax, calm down, and enjoy the game.
And
You're not having fun. Once you start thinking that too much in sports, you're not having fun. Once you start having fun, that's when the natural talent comes back.
Okay.
Makes sense. Fuck you. You guys are assholes.
Heaven forbid we
Stop making me
reasonable, right? Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know baseball as well as you guys do.
But no, that made perfect sense. That's what I would tell my boys, or when I was coaching against another kid.
Another way I would put it is, like, if you were, you were used to being a supervisor, you were used to being in leadership or a manager, and you were managing an employee that was struggling and down and having problems, what advice would you give that employee?
Tell them to fucking take a day off. I know you need to go home. You're stressing out. Fucking
right.
Calm down. If you need help, talk to me. I'm more than welcome to help. More than willing to help. But I can't apply my own logic to my own brain. So, I don't know. But hey, it'll come.
What I would say, back to the basics. Remember the things that got you here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. The things that got me here.
No,
that's the demoralizing shit.
No, that's not what I'm. You're taking that out of context.
Yeah,
nah, you said the things that got here.
No.
I'm telling you where the fuck I got here.
Meaning
you.
Meaning your foundation.
I don't have a foundation.
You do have a foundation.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
What's my foundation?
It's yours.
Life. There was life before that person.
I know, and it was mostly miserable, except for like 6 fucking years. All right, I was beaten growing up. I didn't have food to eat growing up. They put me on double rations in the Marine Corps. You know how hard it is to fucking eat double rations in the Marine Corps? You have 10 minutes to eat, and they're giving you double the amount of time, or double the amount of food that everyone else was eating, because I weighed 140 pounds.
I mean, I'm fat. I don't understand.
I gained 25 pounds at boot camp. They put me in 3 months. They put me on so much fucking food.
So then you needed it.
Well, yeah, obviously, but I didn't have it growing up. My foundation is trying to figure out who the fuck I am.
Okay.
With an abusive father, a mom who was working all the time because she had to make money to make ends meet, being sat by my sister, babysat by my sister. And then I had these 2 fuckers come along and take away my frickin' glory. And, and then
glory.
I go to the Marine Corps, and I build a foundation for myself there, but it wasn't really a foundation. It was me fucking going out and drinking, getting wasted.
Right.
You're not looking. That's not a foundation.
No.
Exactly.
No. What I'm saying is that you're using the bad shit to make an excuse for saying that's your that is your foundation. That is not your foundation. Your foundation is in Christ.
Yes.
Right. Your foundation is loving your family, being a good father.
Stop.
Right. A bunch of these types of things. The love that you show for your family, the willingness to help people and to do things, your faith, your politics, your convictions.
The character.
It is not. Listen. It is not our abusive father being an abusive asshole and you having to deal with this. It's not you not having food. Those things are fucking terrible, but those are situations that happen to you.
Yes.
That is not your foundation.
And that's not you.
But that's what I knew.
And it's not
But
because
that's
of
not
you.
that was your situation. That is not your foundation. Those are things that happen to you. That's not who you are.
Dude, you guys are fucking assholes. You're fucking making way too much sense right now. I've only had 2 beers.
Sorry.
But no, everything you're saying makes sense, right? But the good times in my life were when I was in the Marine Corps,
Huh?
right?
Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You
where
had a
does my
great experience in the Marine.
Where does my foundation go from there? Because that was my rock. You know, when I went in, I was going to be a 20-year dude. You know, but then I met my wife, and we weren't going to be able to be stationed together for about 6 years. So I quit.
Things change.
I quit. Right. And for that was my goal in life, to retire as a United States Marine.
Okay.
And I changed that for a woman. That woman ended up being fucking an asshole.
Okay.
You know, and taking advantage of me, and purposely demoralizing me. So where's my foundation in all that? All this stuff you said sounds fucking wonderful in Christ, the way I raised my family. But I've been told over the years, I'm a horrible Christian. I'm a horrible father. I'm a horrible this. I'm
This
horrible
is all
that.
stemming back to the same.
So where does my foundation? If I've been told all that stuff, I believed it. Where do I change to have I've never had a true foundation other than being a pussy and letting my wife walk all over me.
That's bullshit.
That's what I've done.
That's bullshit. It's just bullshit. And listen, and you can feel that way, and I get that.
But that's not
Right.
the way I feel. It's what I believe.
You're sure, okay? That's what I feel. That's what I believe. That is not the truth, though.
To you,
No,
to me, it is.
no, it's not.
But that's the thing.
That's the thing. Is truth for the most part is not subjective.
Correct.
It's objective.
Right. And I
Right.
took away all my freaking objectivity.
And you made it subjective.
Yep.
Right. So you basically just proved my point.
Fucking.
It's you have to find that foundation, find that 1 or 2 or 3 things that really
That I'm passionate about.
that your drive or your passion, right? And I can tell you now, one of those things is your boys,
Yeah.
right? Like just the way you talk about them, just
1,000%.
how you love them and everything. Whenever your son said that to you, and you think about that, because you and I've had this, that we've been through that story a couple times, and I really appreciate that story. So with that being said, that man that you were, right? That rock that you were at that point, right? What were those things that man was doing that the man 10 years later wasn't? Right?
Yeah.
And then what you do is you take those things that man was 10 years prior, and you start building those blocks to getting back to that man. And that's just days of sucking a little bit less. Right? I'm going to come back to it because I like that. I like that analogy. Just suck a little bit less, because like me, I don't like the try to do better every single day. That
I get it. The positivity, a lot of people wears people the wrong way. I get that. But
that's not me. Like
and that's cool.
In sports or even at work or something like that, I'd rather somebody come up to me and say, "Dude, you suck."
Yeah.
Or like I don't want somebody to come up and say, "Hey, good job." I'm like, "Hey, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm just doing my job. I just want if they say I suck, okay, yeah, now I know where I need to get better. Right. Things like that. Suck a little bit less, Brian.
But if I suck less, I don't get as much money.
$20 is $20.
Oh my god. We're back to that again.
I'll try anything once.
We're back to that again. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm writing this down. What is the difference between Marine Corps Brian and current Brian?
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a list and see what happens.
Yes. What made badass Brian so badass, and what made Hudson want to be that guy?
I was cool as fuck. I mean, I was cool as fuck.
Well, yeah.
So be cool, man.
I got all the girls and guys and whoever. I'm joking. No guys. Well, I'm gonna say one would have been a guy if I was there, but I wasn't there. So I have a great story about this from the Marine Corps, and we could chalk this up as a Brian gives a Marine Corps story every now and then.
Yeah, we can.
But if you want to write down the trainees in Guam, oh yeah,
The trainees in Guam.
trannies.
Trannies in Guam.
Yes.
Is that like
Transvestite
the Korean ladyboys?
Yeah, well, they
Taiwanese.
wore baseball hats instead of no baseball hats, and that's how you could tell they were trannies. But we didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard that they're pretty convincing. I've heard.
Well, Guam women are fucking gorgeous. They're half American, half fucking Guamanian.
Guamanian.
Well, whatever that is, some sort of Asian shit.
Yeah,
but
Guamanian.
oh,
Okay.
Asian.
That's interesting.
You want blowjob? But
All
anyway.
right.
So I'll try to suck less. So that'll be my project for the next.
Yeah, I wanna see that list of
Okay, I got to remember.
Yeah.
to do it. But I know that we've gone way on too long. But
like I
would-
said, I can break it up. That's not a problem.
would-
Or I can edit it. There's
There's a few burps in there you can take out of there. There's
no,
a few
no,
things.
those have to stay.
A couple of them
But hey. So if anyone's listening to this shit, all right, guys.
when they listen to it.
When you listen to it, or if you do, when, right? Because if you do, you're not gonna hear us anyway. But dude, reach out to us. You can tell by my dumbass that we don't know what we're talking about, but we do know what we're talking about. Yeah, we don't know. We may not know the best way to get through this, right? But we can at least realize your struggles. Right? We can realize your pain, your mind going through this. We can sympathize and empathize, more importantly, with that. Right? Because we've all gone through stupid ass shit. Right? And if we're able to help one person from, stepping off that cliff or pulling that trigger, it's everything that I've been through. If we can help you with that, or everything that these guys have been through, if we can help you with that, it's worth it.
Yep.
And that's one thing I've always been proud of, is being able to, no matter what I'm going through, being able to help someone else, and maybe just let their mind fucking roll. I've been through so much shit in my life, and I'm not trying to play a fucking victim, because men don't play victims, right? But I've been through shit, more shit than I remember. I have memories that pop up with a word or a phrase, right? It's like, oh fuck, I did that. Call it or write it. Writing is so fucking important. I have a journal with a little puffy dinosaur on the outside of it, right?
That tracks.
I write it. I like dinosaurs, right? I wish I was a brontosaurus, but no, I write in that if I have a feeling, like what helped me come over my whole revenge versus forgiveness thing. Remember that the first day? What helped me overcome that is writing in my journal what in my mind was going on. And I read it the next day. It's like, fucking dumbass. Why the fuck would you think that? But that helps. Reread that stuff. Or write ideas. When I was at IPOP, that's what they gave me. They gave me that journal. And I bought when I was at Walmart and bought one of my own. I have also one that's pink. It has fluffy llamas on the outside. But
Also tracks.
but
Gay.
it's anything. I Keller to help me relax. I do Sudoku
You
puzzles.
Keller?
The Keller. Don't fucking make fun of me for the word. All right, Susan?
Keller?
All right.
I'm
So
just saying, I got made
coming-
fun of once for that too.
Coming back to it, right?
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Let's
Guys.
reach out, or if you're not going to reach out to us, reach out to somebody that you trust, somebody
Yes.
that you can talk to. Most guys will listen to you, even if you don't think that they will.
And most guys have the same problem.
Yeah.
Just do, hey,
You're
one
not
of the
going through
things
this
that's helped
alone.
me
Yep.
is, hey, dude, Can we talk for a minute?
You feel like you're going through it alone. You're not.
You're not going through this
You're not.
alone.
And you have to tell with women, you argue, is this a solving problem or is this a me listening issue? You know?
I give opinions when they're not asked for all the time.
Right, but most women are like, I don't want you to help solve it. I just want you to listen. Most men are
fair.
like, I want you to help solve it.
No, tell me. I don't get the clue.
Yeah. And I'm saying, reach out. Don't reach out to your spouse or your girlfriend. You can if they're understanding, but for the most part, you don't want to expose that weakness to them because at some point in the future, there's going to be an argument and they're going to bring it back against you. Now, wait. I say this with a clause, Kevin. My boys, they're girls, and your girl, Melissa, they won't do that because they're good women.
Right.
But that is hard to find nowadays. I started opening up to Susan because she wanted me to open up, and I did instantly. Brought back against me.
Okay. Again, we're not saying that all women do this.
Right. But we're saying, I'm also saying, if you're struggling with this, you probably don't have a good woman.
Well, yeah, but this is obviously this podcast is designed geared towards men.
Yes.
Right. So
reach out to another dude.
What we're saying is use that brotherhood, if you will. Use somebody that you feel at least a little comfortable bringing up that conversation, because chances are they're probably happy you said something because they probably have shit that they want to get off their chest too.
Yes. And the big thing is, if you don't think you can reach out to anyone, send an email to us. Because if you say, hey, at the very beginning, I don't want this used, or I don't want to talk about this, I just want to vent, tell us. And we won't. But if you do, you say, hey, I don't mind, we can talk about it and be like, hey, maybe this is not how you solve your problems, but this is how to start getting an edge on yourself. You know?
Yep. Or we can even say we understand and maybe talk from our perspective of something similar that has happened.
Exactly.
So that way we know that you know that we're also going through it.
Yeah. And dudes, if you do have a thing that you're just getting down, you're about to freaking just quit, just send something out there to us, because I guarantee you it's going to help you a little bit mentally just to have it off or put it down somewhere and send it to us. We'll take a look and listen. If if you need emergency help or something, we'll figure out a way to, get some help for you.
We'll get help somehow.
Yeah, and I'm just all about that. I've tried to help a few of my friends in the past, and it's worked. A couple didn't, but we try. No matter how down I am, I'll try to help someone else out, because that's more important to me. Just a random dude, just out there. I have no idea who it is. I don't mind helping. I want to help. I'd rather help you than help myself, honestly. So,
well, and part of helping, since that is part of your personality, will actually help yourself.
Yeah, it'll bring brightness to my day.
All right.
So,
I always tend to lean the way also of another option is to pray about it.
Yeah,
and nobody needs to know about the conversation between what you have with God, and get it off your chest. He's there for you, and he's gonna help you get through it. So
here's the thing I find with prayer. Prayer is great. I love it. However, when you're in that situation where you're just so down, where you're about to end it, it doesn't work. I promise
it
you.
absolutely works. I promise you it does.
Okay, well, it didn't work for me. And I prayed, and I've been like, you know what? Okay. I've been praying for how long, and nothing has transpired. So why now?
All right. That is a good place to stop,
man.
because that is that is another
Don't
complete
get me
conversation.
going on that.
So I'm going to cut it off here, but before that, I'm gonna say something. We're actually gonna try to make this like an outro going forward after this. I put some of our stuff into like an AI thing, and it came up with some different things, because I'm just learning how to use AI, and it's getting really good. So what I want to end this on is these three phrases. We've been through a lot of stuff tonight, and some of it got pretty deep. What we want you to do is we want you to take what's useful, leave what's not, but don't stand still. We'll talk to you guys next time.